Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first stream of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Domains of Dread by Volothamp Gadon. My name is Scarlet Yousif, and I will be your humble, chaotic, and kind of pain of a dungeon master for the extended journey that we are about to partake on. My pronouns are she, her, and joining me today we have 4 Vic players, including the one who runs this stream normally, that is Fates Foretold, Jonathan.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Kenny, and I'm not your game master for the evening, but I will be playing Oneros, the Nightmare from the Nightmare Lands.
We also have with us Nico.
Hello. My name is Nico, as was just mentioned, and I will be playing the good Dr. Corvan von Holtz, the only one of this party who saw everything and went, I'm going to go full in Warlock, because that's a good decision.
And we also have Moth, who is in the other room from me.
Hello, yes.
Kind of spooky.
For those of you that are just joining us, which is thankfully all of you, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Domains of Dread is a Tier 4 campaign, which means we are starting at a very high level, because why not? And without further ado, Jonathan is going to tell us the out-of-character stuff before we get fully started. So, Jonathan?
I'd love to do that as soon as I can confirm that actually there's any audio coming through the stream.
Wow.
Oh no.
That would do it.
Thought it did. Can someone else check the stream and see if there's any actual audio?
Yes, there is.
Okay, then, sorry, can you ask me the question again?
And before we get any... with significantly less ado than before, Jonathan is going to take us through the out-of-character stuff before we get into the thick of it.
Oh shit, what is the out-of-character stuff?
I don't know, you're the one who runs this thing.
The out-of-character stuff was our little intros. I mean, if we can do, like...
We did it.
Where you can find everybody after the game, but for now, like...
Oh, here's some out-of-character stuff. I use he, they pronouns, because I forgot to mention that, and everyone else did. So there you go. There's your out-of-character stuff.
Good point.
Here we go.
All right.
Just go down the line,
All right.
Starting with Scarlet again.
She, her.
He, him.
He, they. Oh, sorry.
We're doing great.
Wait,
our characters or us?
Us.
I'm
us as people.
Yeah, us.
I did both.
Fair enough.
He, they.
Hey, guys.
If you have to guess, just make it gay, everybody. You have to guess, just make it gay, everybody.
Yeah.
You have to guess, just make it gay, everybody.
Yeah.
You have to guess, just make it gay, everybody.
As long as you don't call me a woman, we're good. We're Gucci.
All right. So, let's hop on in then. Before we had started this game, we had used a supplement that I had designed called the Traveler's Journal, so we are picking up in media res at the tail end of an adventure that brought our characters from levels 8 to level 16, which is where our story begins at the culmination of their prior adventure. On a normal day, a gentle morning fog would meet the sunrise as waves lap against the garrison walls of Taurius from the Bay of Chesenta, far flung from our ever-familiar Sword Coast in the west of Faerun. The days would pass faster than gold in hand from merchant to buyer. On a normal day, the town would have only heard rumors of the true purpose of the Mistwatch, an order of knights who preside over the town, whose secrets are less secret than they are simply an accepted, if grievously misunderstood, fact of daily life. Taurius would be, like any other port of call, eager to greet all manner of traveler from the world over. On a normal day, there would be barter, bickering, and bustle beside a cacophony of busking bards eager to spread tales of heroic deeds the realm over, to give rise to hope in the hearts of the average citizen. Those who are unable to raise blade or buckler against the encroaching forces of evil who sup upon the results of the savage acts they commit in pursuit of their own goals. On a normal day, one would not need to recount what is considered to be a normal day. Today, the seas beyond the battle-worn barricades are stilled, the coastal breeze transmuted into an unforgiving blizzard. A pall of gray glaciers have climbed as high as to become indecipherable from the former fortress itself, held taut within the threads of time in an unnatural tundra as the shadows of turncoat banners fly in the horizon. A schism within the Mistwatch caused the formation of the Mistbreakers. But to understand them, we must first understand that which is misunderstood, Torius itself. Deep below the bay in ancient limestone caverns was an endless corridor of nothing but insurmountable darkness and dread, where bloodthirsty creatures would seemingly appear from nowhere at all. It was discovered that this pall was not part of this world, and that this cavern was one of many hidden places throughout the world where our realm brushes along what many adventurers fear as the Mist, a seemingly infinite, horrific phenomena that houses, or rather, contains, countless dreadful domains. Since the founding of Torius, the Mistwatch has dedicated itself to ensuring that these creatures do not pass through, nor that those seeking dark power for their own gain may obtain it. As the years passed, their numbers, as well as their countermeasures, grew to match the strength of the festering mist. And now, where once a labyrinthian abyss stood, is a sanctum housing a powerful arcane gate designed by Mordenkainen himself. Within the Mistwatch, disillusion grew. What if the gate was merely serving as the cork unto a bottle of over-fermented wine, threatening to burst at a moment's notice and bring with it an unstoppable calamity? It is from within this discord that the Mistbreakers were born, a group dedicated to the eradication of the gate and mist alike, by any means necessary. It began with the departure of a former knight commander who was followed by no small number of those who had once been under his command. Yet it did not end here, and the Mistbreakers grew in both number and capacity for destruction. This knight commander was none other than we should all be seeing a handout. Lucianus, who has been with the Order for as long as anyone in the Order currently can remember. Among them, we also have Barclay, the Archdruid of the Seafoam Grove, and the Mother Superior of a once-thought eradicated sect of Sharan Zealots, and what remains of her followers, primarily consisting of disgraced Dark Justiciars. Through unknown means, they managed to tear a corrupted fire elemental from beyond our plane. Instead of producing heat, serving as an anchor to the plane of elemental fire, it had the hunger of a furnace, unable to be sated, devouring the warmth that surrounded Torius and plunging it into the depths of a furious blizzard, putting any natural frost to shame. As the Mistbreakers moved about the tundra in preparation for their assault, shadows began to settle amid the stilled world, and a large portion of the bay vanished, leaving in its place an endless pit to a mysterious darkness. That corrupted fire elemental should now be shown to all of you. This being towers above the fortress walls, and the fact that it did not simply walk over them to destroy everything in its path was the biggest surprise that anyone could muster. And yet, hope is not lost. Torius is many things, but weak is not among them. The remaining Mistwatch will fight to the last. led by Knight Commander Tevea Lockhart, the second most powerful member of the Order. Beside her, Hope is held within the Keeper of the Mist, a sentinel leading his strength to the Knights, played by our very own Merlin. Could you introduce Vin for me?
Sure. So Vin is the one who stands guard at the gate currently. That is his job. He's pretty darn tall. He's like 6'5" ish. He's got like long, kind of light brown hair that he usually keeps in a braid. Very buff, and just a very friendly, bubbly personality. And he's got kind of weird eyes right now. They're kind of a little misty, a little cloudy. And he also has a scar that runs kind of down his neck and across his side. That's like gray and kind of watercolor looking.
The Keeper of the Mist is not alone, for Faerun is something of a nexus amid the planes, and Torius itself acts as a beacon for those who find themselves falling through the mist. Wherever they manifest, all roads will eventually lead them to a gate. One such wanderer is the lone survivor of a world who has long since faded into nothing but a hazy memory, very nearly forgotten within the infinity from which it fell, played by none other than Moth in the other room. Could you introduce Dove?
Hello. So, Dove is on the shorter side, fairly pale with berry colored hair. He wears large round spectacles and always carries a small leather-bound notebook with him, as well as a small tear-stained leather-bound journal.
Survival within the greater domains of Dread comes at a price, often in terms of service to the Dreadlords themselves. Some lucky few manage to escape seeking refuge from their patrons, maybe even seeking absolution for evil acts in which they partook. Some of these lucky few manage to secure passage aboard the morning train, clinging to hopes of freedom. Which brings us to Nico. Could you introduce Dr. Corbin von Holtz?
Yes. Dr. Corbin von Holtz is not like anything you've ever seen before, and it is quite... It's not hidden on you that this is a corpse. This is a dead body that is being used as a puppet. It has ashen skin. It's very pale blue with ashen skin. It's covered in burn marks and scars. There is some bone showing where his arms are. And his hair is black and curly and messy with a streak of gray in the front. And you will see he has two bright blue horns that have seemed to be horridly carved and shaved almost down to the nub. And along his mouth, you can clearly tell that it has been sewn completely shut. On his shoulder is a metal silver raven that kind of flaps every so often. And you will always notice two things. One, he always seems to be about 2 inches off the ground, no matter where he's at. He just seems to just hover. And two, he has a necklace, a chain-like necklace with a red stone right in the middle.
Love it. And among these souls, it is worth noting that not all of those who are lost have wandered. Many domains serve a greater purpose among the planes, keeping those who have become powerful enough to abandon their fear of whatever might lie beyond death. One such man was targeted, and though through powerful magic, has even managed to stave off one such nightmare, who is now stranded within our plane. Jonathan, could you introduce Oneros?
Oneros is a nightmare. And I do mean that quite literally. He is the dreamed nightmare of somebody within the domains of dread And most of the time, all you can see of Oneros are two eyes peeking out from behind a mask that covers their entire face, covered in a cowl and just looking like the worst terrible thing that you've ever dreamed of in the dark recesses of your mind, coming from the shadows. And he's learning how to person.
Mood. As expected, our story begins in Taurius, currently under siege by the Mistbreakers, who are mounting an assault on the city in an attempt to destroy the gate. Here's where things get interesting. The gap in the ocean has been filled as the corrupt flame elemental launched itself into this abyss, holding open a portal at the base of it, where even more of this otherworldly cold flows through. At the head, we have Lucianus, leader, who is carving his way through anyone that stands in his path with very little trouble. It's more like we have our enemy commander. If you've ever played Dynasty Warriors, it looks like that, except you're on the wrong side. Backing him up, a character that none of you have actually seen before, we have Mother Superior, Zali Maret, a Dark Justiciar of Shar.
Oh no, she's hot.
I wasn't going to say anything, but...
who is guiding a small squadron of Dark Justiciars, sweeping up the rabble, anyone else who manages to survive the initial onslaught. And then there's something else, which... Nico, could you make me an insight check?
Yeah.
First roll of the game.
First roll of the game.
Of all things you made me roll.
I'll say with advantage for the context.
Alright, never mind. Fuck you.
What do we get?
Natural 20. 21.
Oh yeah.
You recognize this immediately. The last time you have seen this, the last time you saw Barclay, he still had a human visage. He still looked like a person.
Yeah.
Something has changed. Something he can't explain. And you are met with this monstrosity towering over his companions at about 15 feet tall with a vine and bone weapon that can only be described as horrifying, with these purple marks of corruption stemming over his body. The Archdruid is no longer recognizable as any sort of humanoid entity, and he is exactly as vicious as you would expect. Among the crowd, you have base soldiers who seem to be doing nothing more than preventing people from leaving, sweeping up anyone who tries to break through their line. They have surrounded Taurius. Apart from the blizzard blocking the east and southern gate, the north gate is all that remains as an exit, and they are pouring in. All of you, along with one particular companion, who is less than enthused to be working with all of you, specifically Dr. Corvin von Holtz, as you two don't get along very well.
Oh no!
Is one Rudolph Van Richten, who has made a pit stop and happens to be in the city at this time, which, fortunately, all of you already knew.
Yeah.
Van Richten has a similar corruption mark on his left arm, though it seems he has staunched that for an extended period of time. And I'm taking these gloves. Unfortunately, while these are a great costume piece, it is impossible to use a computer wearing leather gloves.
Yeah.
Just
This is valid.
I feel like that one. I don't even remember what it's from. That cartoon where the reindeer takes off its hooves and then just.
Yeah. Adventure Time.
Is that Adventure Time? Jesus.
Yep.
I feel old. So
Under the Sewers with Princess Bubblegum.
Oh.
I love that you knew that offhand.
One of the only episodes I've seen of Adventure Time. So that's why.
Oh.
That makes more sense.
It has left a mark.
Van Richten is a towering figure in our world. He is not necessarily a... He is not past his prime, let me put it that way. Very much a Clint Eastwood, the good, the bad, and the ugly type. Constant squint, constant sneer, always face melted, looks like he's ready to fuck somebody up, which he is. For those of you who might be familiar with Curse of Strahd, you might be familiar with Rudolf van Richten, and I want to expand just ever so briefly. For those of you who might be in the know, you see 3 gems embedded into what kind of looks like a bone gauntlet that goes from his shoulder all the way down to his elbow. You see, obviously, his left arm is a crossbow. He has on his back a crystalline blade that appears to have been reforged at the hilt. His right leg has a radiant glow to it, not unlike that of a Deva. His cloak is held in place by a brooch with the signet of a raven on it. He has an ersatz eye in his crossbow that makes it a lot easier for him to utilize a crossbow at the end of his arm. This is Rudolf van Richten at his prime. And he turns to you, Dr. Von Holtz.
Now, I'm not exactly keen on this, but I can skin your hide whenever the hell I want. This is a much bigger problem, so I want to make one thing very clear. If you get in my way, I'm just calling it collateral damage. You understand me, son?
First of all, this is an our problem, not a you problem. So we're all going to help. Got it, old man?
He walks up to you as you're levitating, and he doesn't have to, like, cock back the crossbow on his own. You just see all of these gears turn, and this metallic as a very heavy bolt loads in, and he just levels it at you.
That's the right attitude.
And he looks past you, fires one bolt. You can hear the explosion of radiant energy and the Wilhelm scream of several knights by the north gate falling to the side in a dramatic fashion.
This motherfucker doesn't look at his explosions.
In fairness, the explosion is behind you. So all of us, for all intents and purposes, for the sake of this map, the north gate is this one up here. If you can see what I'm pinging right now. Actually, sorry, north gate. That's the east gate.
We are still on the title.
Oh, did it not move yet?
No, I'm here.
Oh.
Jonathan, you're just
I'm here.
get better.
No, that's it's because I'm also kind of the DM. So I don't know. Roll20 doesn't like me and never has. That's why I don't.
Oh wait, no, I was. So yeah, we're at the northeast gate, not the northwest gate. That's on me. The northeast gate over here. If you all can see where I'm pinging.
Yeah, I was zoomed in. Can you ping that one more time?
I'm pinging it a bunch. It's a very small ping.
Oh, I hear.
Top right-hand side of the map. So.
Dare I say the northeast.
The northeast. So this is going to be a little... I don't want us to get bogged down in combat on our very first session, because as much as I love combat, rolling for initiative in the first session right off the bat might not be fun. So as all of this is happening, please feel free to chime in. You have Lucanus, who is trying to get towards the main citadel, the House of Thalavar. You have Zali Moret, who is leading her Dark Justiciars to kill basically anybody else who gets in their way. You have the Corrupt Fire Elemental, which has bypassed the town entirely and jumped into the hole in the ocean. And you have Barclay, who is just kind of on a rampage. But all of them are headed to all three of those are headed more or less to the same spot, just at various paces. On your side, you have Van Richten, who is fucking shit up, but this is not his story.
Okay.
So they're all heading for the House of Thalavar, essentially?
Pretty much.
I'm still technically tied to Barclay, right?
Yes, you do have a connection to Barclay.
Okay. The doctor is going to look at everyone. Well, there's this fucker who is going to be killing, and there's 4 of us, and there's 4 problems.
Yes.
I'm gonna deal with Barclay. Who wants to take on the mother?
I think I might be well suited to that.
Okay. You want to take on, your old, I guess, co-worker?
I'd love that.
Give him what for, Vin?
And Oneros, just...
Oneros is already, like, drifting into the shadows, heading towards the element.
You do you. And then, and then the good doctor is going to, go into an alleyway, and then you're gonna see his specter float out from the alleyway as he's going towards to meet Barclay.
I promise I won't make this joke every time. But he's going ghost.
He is in fact going ghost mode.
So
before he does, sorry.
Real quick, just because this something sort of takes precedence. You go into an alleyway. I'll let you notice this before you go ghost. You can choose to ignore it, or you can choose to do nothing with it. Okay. You see, taking furious notes, is one Volothamp Gadarn. He just he sees you.
Fellow.
He sees you. Hello, good friend. I hope you're doing well. It is very cold today. Please save us. Thank you.
That's all. That's all that man hears in his head. With his telepathy going up, and then.
Bugger.
Yeah. No shit. All right. Fuck. God. Stay here. Make sure no one stabs my body, and then he's gonna go ghost mode.
As you go ghost, you see him go over with like a potion of invisibility and just like pour it over your body, which then vanishes.
That works. All right, I'm gonna keep the old men on the bottom.
Question.
Yes, Moth.
Nico, when the doctor goes ghost, can he hold things?
Yeah. Wait.
Cool.
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
Beautiful. I am going to give you an eerie token.
What is an eerie token, Moth?
Yeah.
It is a small silver coin, etched with a language, etched in primordial, let's say. And in primordial, it says, "Good for one conversation."
Amazing.
But it has like a weird aura to it. Like I hand it to you and it kind of gives you a little shiver.
Okay, sounds good.
This is especially funny for a ghost.
yeah. You see the ghost give a little. Yeah, give a little shiver. Because he is a ghost. He does not look like the body that he is inhabiting. He actually looks like a very elegant winter Eladrin elf with frostbitten ears tipped. Very white hair slicked back. Looks like he has snowflakes on his eyelashes. And he's wearing very regal, proper, almost like Lord and Ladyship type clothing and a white scientist kind of lab coat over it. And he just kind of flies off to meet Barclay.
Okay, so just to clarify, we're splitting the party to immediately tackle our BBEGs.
Apparently.
Nothing bad.
None of y'all said no. None of y'all told the doctor no. So we're doing it.
Okay.
I kind of thought that we would be like, never mind.
I was waiting for someone to go like,
I don't
maybe
know.
we shouldn't. And all of y'all went, no, we're doing it. And I
I
went,
think I kind of assumed it was more of a they're all going to the same location, and because they'll convene there, we'll kind of have our. I
They're
didn't
not-
realize we'd all be like.
Think about it
going
like this:
different directions now.
they're moving at different paces. It doesn't really seem like they're trying to necessarily convene anywhere.
Then I guess
okay.
the question is who's going the fastest.
Lucianus. Lucianus is beelining it. He is tearing through the majority of the Mistwatch.
Well,
He ends up the only person of the Mistwatch who is able to really stand up to him and stop his advance is Tevea Lockhart, who is right outside the House of Thalavar, which I would imagine is where Vin is also going to be.
I mean,
yeah.
It sounds fun to split the party for this, though.
It does. I'm not complaining. I'm not
it's
stopping.
okay.
Almost like there's like
Honestly,
four different people with four distinct
you
ties
laid it
to
out
each of
in
our
such a way
characters.
that it was like, well, obviously we're all meant to individually take care of these problems.
yeah.
So,
It's
You know
fine.
what?
It's
Fuck
fine.
the ball.
It's fine. All the NPCs can point and laugh at us when we
Yeah.
end up on our asses.
Yeah. And, well, if they're still alive.
that'll
That
be fine.
old man will stand the test of time. He will point and laugh at us.
Oh, yeah,
Alright.
no, Van Richten will be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Van
We're
Richten's
splitting.
Yeah.
gonna be okay. So
We're stupid.
as you are all making your way to your various antagonistic forces, you see Van Richten, who is protecting a group of citizens who are trying to get away from the Mistbreakers. You see Bull, the highwayman who has become a subordinate for your party, also trying his best, mostly using tactics of destruction, trying to, non-military things, like throwing a pie. That, mind you, that's a frozen pie, so it still hurts like a bitch, but throwing a pie at people. Pulling out a gun, firing here and there just to get people's attention while other people flee. So those characters are still very much in play. They are just playing slightly different roles than what y'all are doing right now. Since Lucianus is at the head of the pack, we're going to jump over to Merlin, Tevea Lockhart, and Lucianus. Vin, you're here pretty much at the start of this. You watch this Knight Commander almost effortlessly, basically dancing his way through all of your allied forces. It's strange seeing someone with a weapon so large moving with such precision and discipline and grace. But the only thing that stops him is when Tevea rushes to meet him with her shield and holds him off mid-swing. And he sees her and he looks down and he says, "It really is a shame that you and I had to meet like this again. You could have joined me. This could have been so much easier." And she says, "I will never betray the oath that I took." And she shoves him back. And she calls out, "Vin, to my side. I cannot handle this alone."
Like, go to her side.
And Lucianus looks you over. "So,
This is the Keeper of the Mist I've been hearing so much about. Are you looking for a new job opportunity? You might live past today.
Oh, no, thank you. I was planning on living past today anyway.
Oh, I like him. I understand why you keep him around. He is going to make an attack against you.
Okay.
So, for those of you joining us at home, we are using a modified active combat mechanic for this, which means that armor class is no longer going to be a static number. It is going to be treated as a contested roll, much in the way that any other contested roll would work. So players are taking the base 10 away from their armor class and making defense rolls whenever an attack roll is made, and vice versa. So Merlin is going to roll a defense against whatever Lucianus' attack roll is. And we're going to go based on that. I will explain critical crits as they happen when it comes to defense side of things. But for now, let's roll some dice.
And it's a d20, right?
Yep.
Oh. I got a 7.
Okay. He rolled a 4 plus 15.
Oh, am I adding? What am I adding to it?
Whatever your attack modifiers are. Oh, sorry. Your whatever. Take your AC. Whatever your AC would normally be calculated as. Subtract 10. That is your bonus.
Okay, so I got 10.
Okay. In spite of your defenses, he swings his sword once, cleaves your guard out of the way, loops it back around, and instead of catching you with the blade, he actually shunts the pommel forward and makes a stunning strike against you, and I'm going to need a con save.
Okay, that's a 13 plus 7 for 20.
You feel that rattle. You stumble back, but you manage to stay up, and he makes another attack against you.
That time I got a 5.
5 total?
Yep.
You got a 25. Tries not the same thing again. Pushes forward with his blade, goes to kick you in the stomach for another stunning strike. So I need another con save.
Ooh, okay, that's a 26.
Okay, you're good. It doesn't knock the wind out of you like he's expecting it to. He is going to flurry of blows, follow up with a shoulder check and a left hook.
Damn.
So that's 2 attacks.
This
Bro,
die
wow.
does not like me.
Bro out here swinging
Okay.
a greatsword, and he's actually a monk.
I got a 5 and a 16.
So both of these are going to connect. And now with all of that damage, with all of that done, I'll roll damage. I will use the virtual roller in Roll20 for the sake of rolling damage because it's just going to be easier. So from the great sword, you're going to take 22 points of damage for the first attack.
All right.
We love max damage on the first attack.
And another 19 points of damage.
Neat.
Oh my god.
And for the 2 unarmed strikes,
It's going well.
We're fine. We're fine.
So Lucianus is a very high-level Kensei monk, for those of you wondering, with specialties and a special feature that allows him to use a greatsword, but have fun with that. So he does immediately recognize that you are a bit beefier than Tevea,
he does focus more of his attention on you. And the fact that I'm assuming that this doesn't knock you down, this just hurts like a motherfucker. The fact that you're still standing after all that, he looks at you and he looks at Devea and he looks back at you. You really could have had a much more fulfilling life had you joined us in our full mission.
I don't know what to say. I already said no.
See, no, I understand that. That just means you're going to have an incredibly short... There's no point in explaining things to a dead man. And we're going to cut over to...
As a dead man, I protest. Okay?
We'll cut over to... Barclay is just kind of on a rampage. He is going for anything and everything within reach. He is swinging around this chain apparatus. And Dr. Von Holtz, you get close. He hasn't noticed you yet. What are you going to do?
Well, first things first is he is assessing the situation. And like as he was heading towards Barclay, he did cast some Armor of Agathis on himself, as well as popped his Dread form, because I want to get all these out of the way, so I'm not have to worry about action economy. So he's also just a chilly, scary ghost man now. And you said he's like just kind of going everywhere?
Yeah, he is swinging around his weapon. He is destroying buildings. He is attacking people that are within reach. He is... It's almost as though there is an overflow of energy, and he is just berserk.
Okay. Well, I would guess I would probably have to kind of slow him down, wouldn't you say? So what he's going to do is he sees Barclay destroying everything, and he's like, "You're destroying good architecture," and he like mutters that to himself as he casts Hunger of Hadar directly where Barclay is, just to slow him down a little bit. Like, he is also going to have to make a save or take a shit ton of damage, but he's just trying to slow the man, like, slow him down. That's the purpose.
What's the
damage is secondary.
What's the save?
The save is a dexterity saving throw of... This is where math comes in because of your feet. 18 plus 5. Dex save of 23.
Okay. Let me just double check real quick.
I think I did that right.
I think you did too. Okay. He actually doesn't have a pretty high dex. He does not have a high dex mod, so you actually... he rolled a 19, so you're good.
Alright, so first things first. Gonna deal all that damage. And in that area where he's, like, a black void essentially warps around him, like ink kind of doing reverse gravity as the void is now filled with like this cacophony of soft whispers and just the weirdest, wettest slurping noises that you could possibly ever think of. And it can be heard up to like 30 feet away, so even people who are running away hear the wet slurping. And he is completely blinded now, so he can't see anything. And he is now currently in difficult terrain, and there are tentacles everywhere. And now I will roll the damage, so that way...
Damage good.
It's not the best damage. Only 4 damage, but that wasn't my main goal. So like he takes 4 cold damage, and let's see how many acid damage he takes. 10
it looks like it
acid
rolled.
damage.
Okay, cool. I'll accept that one. Okay, so that you can see it singeing his flesh, but it's almost like what is going on with him, like the fur, the flesh, every part of him. It's almost like it's already been so fucked up. It's kind of hard to make it worse. He is reacting and he is pulling away from it as it's happening, and he is raking his weapon through the tentacles, but they are reforming as quickly as they get cut. And he turns and a few times, and he lashes out without looking at you, lashes out with this weapon, and it flies directly at you. So he is going to make an attack roll with disadvantage. So he is going to roll twice and take the lower of the 2, which isn't going to be hard, considering that one of these was a 2, the other one was a nat 20. What is?
So I roll a d20.
Yeah, roll a d20, and you're going to add whatever your AC bonus would be if you take 10 away from what D&D Beyond would make it automatically.
Okay, I'm just going to double check to make sure that I have it correct. I do have it correct, so 14.
Okay. I'm so sorry, he does have a plus 19.
Yeah, I have a plus 5. I'm a warlock. I'm wearing leather armor. Like
So you have a second to understand exactly what this weapon is, as it you're incorporeal, but it is a magical weapon, but I'm not going to say it rends your flesh. You recognize, were you flesh, this would be like taking a chainsaw to you. It is the blade at the end of it is some kind of incredibly dense bone that has been carved into the shape of a blade. The chain is made up of living briar vines and shark's teeth. He was the archdruid of the Seafoam Grove, which is a coastal druid. Well, was a coastal druid settlement. And you are going to take. You know, it's funny, when you write down these numbers the first time, you go, it's not that bad, and then you plug it in, and you go, oh.
No.
That much damage.
What type of damage is it? Because I have so much resistance and immunities, I gotta know.
It is straight up magical slashing damage.
Okay, so I take half.
Cool. Are you immune to magical slashing damage?
No, I'm resistant to magical slashing. I'm resistant to magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, as well as the regular. And then I'm also resistant to like other stuff when I'm in my certain forms, and I'm strictly impervious to necrotic.
Oh, so. Cool. And he is going to... Why is my D4 in there? He is going to use a bonus action. He is going to try to grab you and throw you as this thing whips around. He is, again, rolling with disadvantage, but...
Let me see if I can...
this is a contested athletics or acrobatics. Up to you.
Okay, I'm just double checking to make sure if I can be grabbed, because I...
Are you immune to being grappled?
I'm ghost.
You might be. It is magical. This can grab incorporeal things for all intents and purposes, but if this were a normal, like, chain sickle, I would say, yeah.
Okay.
But roll
with
advantage either way.
You said athletics?
Athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, that's the difference between...
Roll with advantage.
Yeah, that's the difference between -2 and a +4. So I'm going to
Jesus.
do acrobatics. He's a ghost. He's not strong. 19.
Okay.
Okay, so I only take 16 damage. That's not that bad.
Okay. He did roll low, so you feel this thing almost as though it has a mind of its own start to wrap around you. You separate a portion of your body, just this, letting it float through you. But then his face darts up in your direction, and he goes,
I can feel you.
Yeah. Same. What happens when you mess with things you don't fully recognize or understand? Idiot.
Once I devour you, I will be complete.
No. You'll just be owned by another bitch. So good luck.
and we'll bounce over to Zali Moret. Who was Dove? Was this you going after?
Yes, she's
And-
the.
Jonathan, were you also
Yeah.
going after her, or were you going for the elemental?
I'm going for elemental.
Okay. So, Dove, she is.
Yes.
It's her and a group of, in total, plus her, there are 6 Dark Justiciars. They are all wearing kind of more standard Sharin heavy armor. She is Mother Superior. She is wearing more traditional regalia. She is not hanging back, but is seemingly staying. She's not in the middle of the fray. She is commanding her people. She is walking through the town as though nothing is wrong. She is looking from side to side, keeping stock of everything, making gestures, occasionally casting spells to protect her people. But when you stand, actually, I won't dictate that for you. How do you reveal yourself to her?
As I'm heading over, could I activate my wild shape to become extra mushroomy?
Yes.
Beautiful. So that gives me 32 temp HP, and when I am able to activate Halo of Spores, that deals double damage when I hit somebody with it.
Love it.
Yeah. So we are wild shaped. We are slightly beefier. And
You're not trying to like hide the fact that you're on approach, right?
I do think I'm not like going right for her. I do think like I wild shaped to be a little mushroomier, but I'm not trying to like do a front assault at this moment. I want to see what her strategies are and kind of analyze how she is handling her movement.
Okay.
So that I can make an informed like first assault.
I'll say make me either an investigation or a perception check.
Let's see. Well, perception. I will do perception. I'm quite good at perceiving. That's a 17.
Okay. 17. Okay. She is taking the role of a battlefield commander. It's almost like you're noticing that the spells that she's using are very much taking that support role in the same way that like a cleric would, where they don't need to be front and center. They can be front and center, but she is making sure that the rest of her party is able to. She is the tank and a healer amidst a party of DPSs.
Okay.
And she does not look like she has taken any damage, or expended any major energy at all.
Okay.
so she hasn't really cast any powerful spells yet, and she hasn't really used up any of her daily features. You might notice this from the picture. This is a high elven woman who is very much later in her years, which I'll give you for free, is kind of peculiar among Shar worshippers. You don't really see high elves counted in their number very much.
Okay.
She does not notice you as you are doing this.
You know that thing that I like to do as a Circle of Spores druid?
Go on.
I'm gonna try that. So
Try what?
I am going... I'm gonna
high?
cast Gaseous Form. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Gaseous Form.
Okay.
And I'm going to float close enough that she could potentially inhale me.
Okay. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Valid. Dirty 20.
Okay, so 20 total?
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach, the orb that she's holding in her left hand glows.
Fuck.
And a burst of dark energy shoots out from it. And you are going to take 11 cold damage and 20 necrotic damage as this wave of pure magical energy
Hold on.
rushes through you. This does ignore resistances and immunities that are brought on by things like gaseous form and such.
Oh, sorry, I had advantage on Dex. Sorry, I had an advantage on that.
On dex saving throws?
By saving throw. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
That is 23?
23 does make it, so the damage is halved.
Okay.
The DC is 23.
Okay. And the damage was 20?
It is, rounding down, 5 cold damage, 10 necrotic damage.
Playing in the big league.
Okay, so it's 15, so I'll take 7 or 8.
No, that I just gave you the halves.
Oh, okay, so 15.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And she turns and looks at this just cloud of spores. It's almost like there is this, like a proximity that you can't really avoid being perceived within that is stopping you from getting any closer to her while you're in this state.
Damn.
And she turns and looks at you as effectively what is a bubble of spores. How quaint. And you are who exactly?
Can't talk, I'm spores.
Right. And she holds up this orb. And pardon me while I look up a spell that I forgot to have prepped.
She just cast Gust of Wind and go flying away.
She's like,
Fair, it
how
says that I
quaint. Anyway.
Hold, please.
It does also say I can enter and occupy the space of another creature.
Yeah, she has a magical effect that prevents anything like that from happening.
So it literally, like, I cannot go through that.
She effectively has a barrier of force around her.
And it repels dirt and spores.
It repels everything.
Damn.
Like, to peel back the curtain ever so slightly, this would push back Dr. Von Holtz. And they're a ghost.
Yeah.
I'll kill her.
So how long until she
Bitch doesn't want
suffocates?
any blood or anything on her fancy clothes.
Hold,
No,
please,
she
while I try to
can't.
find. There it is. She holds up this thing, and I'm gonna need a Dex saving throw again.
Excellent.
Another one.
And don't forget you have advantage on these right now.
That one's only a 12, even with the advantage.
It's gonna hurt.
Fuck me.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Walk it off. Walk it off.
The first one is cold damage. The second one is necrotic damage. So that is 32 points of damage in total. As a pillar of dark fire just pushes down on you. And it doesn't burn, but it burns in the way that cold burns. It's starting to give you a bit of frostbite. And she is gaseous form a concentration spell?
I don't think so. Oh no, it is concentration. My bad.
Okay, make me a concentration save. I'm only going to count it for the second, for this, not the first one. And I believe the DC for that would be 16,
Okay.
if my math is correct.
Hold on, I don't remember what my cons modifier is. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. You are able to maintain it, but there is that little, like, flicker of... You're not expecting to drop the spell, but you got punched in the face when you are a gaseous object, which is kind of fucking weird.
I'm gonna drift away a little bit.
And she is just
kind of
looking at you.
I'm gonna drift out of sight.
All right. Which brings us to, we'll say, with Oneros and the Corrupt Flame Elemental. Oneros, you are making your way across this frozen ocean, the frozen bay of Chizenta, and you look into what is a large hole in the ocean where there really shouldn't be. And inside, at the very bottom, you can see this colossal blue fire elemental. Make me, I will say, Arcana, Investigation, or Insight.
I love a good what the fuck check.
I'm glad you gave me that last one because the other two were absolute ass. 28.
Okay. So, you can probably tell this from the picture. The purple sheen stuff on it is not part of the elemental itself.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looks like it is sort of suppressing the flame. There are two things that are important. One, this blue fire seems completely unrelated to that. Second, whatever this binding is causing very real, very physical pain to this creature. Do you speak Primordial?
No.
Okay, never mind. You hear it screaming.
Sure. Oneros is a nightmare, as I've said before. Fire, or at least an elemental, because it's a primordial. It's not... doesn't fear in the same way that people do. But as soon as Oneros realizes that this primordial is essentially being enslaved, that changes everything. And right now, I think the plan is to get that armor off. Or try to,
Sorry.
at least. Yeah.
Sorry.
This is Oneros' hear me out, sure.
It's okay,
Oh my
Barkley's
God.
mine. So his
Not
favorite.
the
It's
elemental, the
understandable.
armor. That's your hear me out.
Yeah, the armor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna take out the trick sickle and into the enormous scythe.
Love it.
And you said it's still like out in the ocean, right? Or
It is like in the whole of the ocean. Like beneath it, you have endless pit.
How long does it look like it's going to take for it to make landfall? And is there any spot off the coast that I could get to that would give me a better vantage point?
I'll say that there are. It is physically holding this space open, so its arms are touching, and like various other like wisps of flame are touching various parts of this opening. That you could absolutely Final Fantasy your way across.
I was gonna say, like, I'm a monk, so let's Titan lost this thing, and I'm gonna dive in, run down this thing's arms, and try and find some of the weak points in the armor and cut it open.
Cool. So for perspective, just because we don't have a model that's more than this thing is, when I say Titan-sized, I know you have played Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second Titan fight in Final Fantasy 16 is probably the physically largest fight I've ever seen in a video game ever. It puts Shadow of Colossus to shame, and I love that for it.
It's the size of a mountain.
Literally. And not like a small mountain, not like Stone Mountain out in Georgia, like...
You're fighting Mount Everest.
Yeah. You are fighting, you are running up and down effectively a mountain right now.
Yeah.
So the weak points in the armor, let's say it's because your character would know weapons and armor.
I'd know what makes them weak.
Yeah, you know the weak spots. Make me I'll say an insight check is fine for this. Yeah. I know that insight is typically more emotional, but it's just easier than anything else. So you can see the chains and bindings that are wrapped around this thing seem to connect at the back of this thing's head. It's almost like it started and ended by wrapping itself around that mask that it has.
So it's Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
Maybe. It's yeah.
Yeah, I'm going straight for it. I'm going for, and I'm just gonna, as soon as I get there, just jump, anime, just whoosh, EI Jutsu, straight through to the other side.
Okay. Make me an attack roll.
I would love to. That is only a 14, the first one.
Okay.
And then second one is also 14. Doing great.
Could be worse.
And then I guess I'll also on my way past throw out 2 kicks with flurry of blows. And
I do love flurry of blows.
21.
So that's 4 attacks total, right?
Yep.
Okay, give me 1 second. What were those numbers again?
14, 14, 17, 21.
Okay, so the 2 14s don't hit because it rolled 16 on both of those, and the last 2 you said were
17 and 21.
Okay, both of those hit.
Okay.
As you're going in to make these attacks, jets of this cold fire stave you off at your first couple of turns. They throw off your angles. You're able to dig your scythe in so that you can maneuver a little bit more around them and then make your unarmed strikes. but they do throw off your initial plan. So you can roll damage on those.
21 damage altogether, bludgeoning.
Ouch.
And
Make me real.
Could I also
Yeah, please.
do stunning strikes as part of these? Or is it not really applicable since I'm attacking the armor and not the elemental itself?
I think it's kind of hard to hit something's clothing without hitting it, especially if you're punching towards it.
I'm throwing the key through the armor as much as I'm hitting the armor, so...
Okay, what's the save?
DC 17 Constitution. And
Okay.
I'm gonna throw both of those, so that's 4 key points down in first turn.
All right, so that's 2 stunning strikes, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so it rolled. Sorry, I'm terrible at math right now. It has an 18 and a 22, so both of those save. As you punch it, or
Ouch.
kick it, or however you physically attack it, you can feel it's strange. You've never felt a metal like this before. It's almost like it absorbs the hit. It's got the standard sort of malleability and then shunts back to where it was without any additional force. But it doesn't have... It has properties that remind you of metals that you've seen in the Domains of Dread, rather than here.
Sure.
So I'll give you that for free.
Somebody's fucking around. I don't like it. And I'm kind of trying to do this like I said, straight through to the other side, so I have a decent spot to hang off of.
Yeah, I'll say
other
that's...
shoulder.
I'll say that's easy enough to do for you. I don't need to make you roll for that. If it was Vin, maybe, but it's not. So
Yeah, get fucked, Vin.
everything is going not great. From where Oneros is, there is a... Oneros, since you can see this, almost like a flare of light starting to form in its chest, expanding out through its hands, and the darkness beneath you starts to take a little bit more shape, and you look down and you recognize the mist, which is a problem for a lot of different reasons. From where the rest of you are, you can see smaller pillars and shoots of mist starting to go out of where you know Oneros is. Lucianus looks up. Well, I suppose time is of the essence. Zali looks up. Our mission is nearly complete, everyone. Let nothing stand in your way. And Barclay is still fixated on Dr. Von Holtz.
Sup, bitch.
Real quick, Oneros doesn't speak almost ever, but there's one word that he learned from his friends that is probably very appropriate to right now, and he just kind of says, "Fuck."
I had a feeling that was going to be the word.
Yeah.
We taught him how to curse.
I'm so proud.
So proud
I'm
of
so
them.
proud of us.
So Barclay is focusing entirely on Dr. Von Holtz. Lucianus is going to be trying to push through Vin. Zali Moret is continuing her advance. And the fire elemental is glowing in a way that is not good for any of you. Vin, you see Zali Moret and her Dark Justiciars maybe about 60 feet behind you. They all round a corner. They start making their way up to the House of Thalavar, and she calls out to Lucianus, "Do you need help? Are you struggling?" And he calls back with a bit of a laugh, because he's kind of a dick. You're welcome to help as much or as little as you'd like. You have your goals, I have mine. Now, he
Can I
turns
rage?
his... Yeah, by all means.
Yay.
I forgot you're a barbarian.
Because, like, wow, you just disrespected my Knight Commander. Unbelievable. After breaking
Damn.
your oath, rage.
Yeah, and Tivea at this point is a bit worn down. The fighting has continued. Luciana, neither of you are letting him pass. You are in a much better state than Knight Commander Lockhart. So she is guarding the door, but she's not really going to be able to help a ton in this fight. So it is you, and then you have Lucianus directly in front of you, and then you have the Dark Justiciars at the end. Dove, you, I'll say that you have been, unless you want to do otherwise, you have been tailing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could you make me a stealth check?
But of course.
Stealth check with advantage.
Fuck yeah. I am not but spores. That's my stealth. That's not too bad. Let's see, there's one. Okay. Ooh, that's a 24.
Excellent. So they, as far as they're concerned, you are not a factor.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind.
Beautiful.
Vin, you are in your rage, and you have Lucianus before you.
Cool. I want to attack him with the Chariot Chaser, my beautiful +2 great axe that is shaped like a hobby horse.
I love this
with
thing.
a sharp mane.
All right.
I forgot that was your axe.
Make
Let me roll this boy.
How many attacks are you making?
As far as I know, because I haven't done this in a while. Oh my gosh. I think it's just the one, and if I hit, I can choose to cleave.
I know barbarians have
You have
extra attack.
Yeah, so you get 2.
You should be able to do at least 2.
Okay. I'm having trouble seeing it on my sheet. Which is weird.
Typically, it's typically a level 5.
Never mind. It says
creature.
attacks per actions too, and I just did not see it because it was small. Okay. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Okay. So my roll is a 21.
Okay. First one hits.
For one of them. And then the other one is 19.
Okay, that one also hits. Yeah, he did not roll well
Good.
on those defense rolls. He rolled less than 10, and he has a +10 modifier to these.
Okay, so I'll grab this boy. So it's a d12 +6. And then, so once per turn, if you hit a creature with a melee attack using a great axe, you can make another melee attack with it against a second creature within 5 feet of the first. Is there another?
There isn't, unfortunately. It's just him.
Dag nabbit. That's okay. Okay. Alright, so the first attack is 8 damage, and the second one is 16 damage.
Okay. You take a couple of big swings. He tries to fend you off with his great sword. You do manage to throw him off balance, which he's not expecting. A moment ago, he just knocked you silly, and he has been continually holding the two of you off. So this rage definitely put you above and beyond insofar as what he was expecting of you. He kind of cocks his head to the side. I understand what you've done.
What have I done? I mean, assume we both know, but just for everyone else.
It truly is a pity that you underwent that rite of yours. There's a reason we didn't do it in my time.
Well, I kind of had my back against the wall. Or gate.
You're going to end up just like Zyman, if not worse.
Who's Zyman?
I'm sure you'll meet him soon enough.
Moth, was there anything Dove wanted to do?
I think I am going to send a message to Doctor using my theory token. And I am going to say, Justiciar Lady, extra beefy. Does Barclay have allergies?
I hope you have more words, because I don't know what you mean by that. I pray you have more words.
I'm currently mushroom spores.
Okay. Hearing that. God.
Does Barclay have allergies?
No. So one of the things in my feat is I can just kind of look through the eyes of anyone.
Mhm.
But what if they don't have eyes and are but a spore of mushroom?
There is, so think about it in the way of like the spirit, like the spores are taking the shape of that person's soul. The eyes
Okay.
would have a fixed place in the soul. Yeah, short answer is yes. Long version is if you ask me questions, I will make it work.
Okay. So what he would hear in his head, no use of the coin, even though there is a reply that he can't do. No use of the coin. Is just 1 second, let me in. Don't resist this. And then he's going to do the
What an awful sentence to hear in the back of the head.
because technically it's called scrying, and they can fight against it if they want. So he's like, don't fight.
Honestly, I think Dove and Van Holtz have done enough weird shit together that he's
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, don't resist. And he's just gonna look through your eyes real quick, just to like see what he's dealing with, because he's got a druid in front of him, and he wants to know what's going on the other side if he needs to swap places.
Yeah.
So I see everything that's happening.
Yeah,
What?
you can see everything going on with the Dark Justiciars and Lucianus and Vin.
Okay. So you will hear in your head. Okay, swap out. I'll take the mother. Come on over here.
You
And
feel like a salute as you like leave.
So you're gonna start. So who's making their way in which direction first?
I mean, as soon as I'm finished seeing that, he's just going to look at Barkley and go like, "We'll continue this later. I got somewhere to be. So sorry about that." And then
You're
he's just
not
gonna
getting
go.
away from me.
He's
And
just
he is-
leaving.
He is giving chase, so he is following you to where those other three are.
Okay,
Perfect.
so everyone
That
will hear in their heads. Everyone will hear in their heads. Hey, I have a mad druid following me, so just giving you a heads up. It's so nonchalant. He is not stressed about it at all. So take that what you will.
I'm just gonna drift over and try to intercept Barclay as he's chasing Van Holtz.
And I look at Lucianus and say, "Did you hear that too?"
I think you and I have played around enough, don't you, Miss Keeper?
I'm serious. Did you?
He is
You didn't
going
hear
to. He's going to rear up, and he is going to make a big stomp kick at your chest. Which, considering your size, this is not something you're particularly used to. Could you make
Yeah,
me?
no one does that.
Make me a defense roll, please.
Who even does that?
Yeah. Who does that? Nobody to win.
If he does,
Um,
okay.
That is 17.
You rolled a 25, so it is going to connect. And now I need you to make a contested athletics check. You do have advantage on this because of your rage.
It's gonna spell you.
God,
Oh.
I just want to give
You
just a
said I
heads
have
up.
advantage?
Yeah, you have advantage
Oh,
because
sorry.
of rage for the athletics check.
For the first one, I got a 26, and for the second one, I got an 18.
Okay. Math.
Oh, and God, Barkley was a little bit slowed down just in the beginning, so I have a couple of feet of like 10 or 15 feet of movement because of the half movement thing. But once he's out of it,
I'm
No,
not
I
super
should
worried about
also-
movement speed for this
Sorry.
exact scene, but thank you.
yeah, that's what
I
that's what I
should
thought.
note that my movement speed is doubled because of the chariot chaser. And on my character sheet, my movement sheet is 40. So
Oh my god!
So
This man is he running.
So
he's
so-
zooming.
Giddy.
so he rolled a 31 on this strength contest. I don't know if Vin is used to having his feet off the ground when he's not intending to do it. But this kick comes in, gets you straight in the chest, and you go flying back, and you're going to slam into the door. Tevea manages to get out of the way before you slam into her. The door to the keep splinters and shatters around you. I'm not going to say it knocks you prone. I do think you maintain your footing. Part of that, I'm just going to argue, is just because of your rage. You do basically fly through the door. And you're going to take that much unarmed damage. And totally negligible 1d4 of piercing damage.
I can't see how much damage that.
12 points of damage from the kick, 2 points of damage, 1 point of damage because of the rage, of piercing damage as you slam through a wooden door.
Wait, I'm so sorry. My audio cut out right when you were saying the numbers.
You take 12 points of damage, magical bludgeoning damage, as he kicks you through the door. 1
Cool.
point of non-magical piercing damage as the body goes through the door.
Fun!
That is already cut in half. It was 2. It's 1 now.
Thank you.
You notice something kind of disconcerting. The Citadel itself has been in a state of disrepair. Sure, it's old as shit. There are some really intense glowing cracks in the floor now.
Oh no, I need to get back to my body. Oh no, that motherfucker made it invisible. Oh fuck.
Ah!
I'm gonna say you still know where it is. I think that's a pretty
Someone
easy
cast
thing to
find
find.
body.
Cast find
ob-
body.
Locate object, Corbin Van Holtz.
Body.
Technically, it's a corpse, so it's an object. So I can. Someone can.
Corpse and Van
Don't
Holtz.
objectify yourself like that.
I look.
God.
It's like a suit. I'm simply wearing a skin suit. I'm trying to relocate Freddy Fazbear. Okay, like I'm
is
trying
the
to
suit
find
dry
it.
clean only?
No, it's in fact very wet.
Oh, no!
God.
Only.
Why would you say that?
It's moist.
Moist clean only.
Slurp.
Slurp clean only.
I
hate
lick it
it.
clean like a cat.
So Barclay is in pursuit, but because of the tentacles and the slurping noises, he is delayed. He's fighting his way through some weird porn, and he is able to keep up with you, but it does take him a little bit of extra time. Are you making your way back to your body then?
No, because I don't think he particularly has noticed the cracks yet. Because he's focused on like, okay, I gotta help out the others. So like he's not really paying attention, and also he's got lower wisdom, so he's not really paying attention to
Fair.
everything around him. He's focused, and in a very roundabout way, when he does arrive like on the location and like is kind of floating around, in a very coin flipped way, he calls out to Vin, "Hey, do you need help?"
I think Vin tries to think back to him, like, yes, and also it's glowing, and then realizes that that did not work and says it out loud.
I love Vin.
I'm not sure what you
Sorry.
mean by it's glowing, but sure. And he's gonna
The
point
ground
his
is
finger.
glowing.
What is glowing?
The ground.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
not
as
supposed to do
he's
that.
as like he's hearing it's glowing and getting clarification, he does point at oh god, what's your name? What's your name?
Which
My
one?
name or the bad guy?
Hello?
Zali Murat?
Lucianus.
Lucianus?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucianus.
Lucianus.
He just very like offhandedly, not even paying attention. Fingers of deaths, Lucianus. Just like, okay, you need help? Okay. And he does that and like as he's asking clarifying questions of like, what do you mean the ground is glowing? So I
me-
need
Yeah. What's the? Sorry, not make me. What's the saving throw?
con save for 23. It's probably gonna be good because he's a monk. Nope.
This
He
is
just
very Marvel.
barely makes that.
He just makes it?
Yeah,
Okay,
he just barely makes that.
He still takes half damage, so give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so he takes 31 points of necrotic damage as he just kind of floats on over. Not even giving that man the time of day as he's fucking probably doubled over in pain. And then like he finally looks down at the ground and goes, "It is growing.
Yeah, I know, right?
I need to find I need to be corporeal again."
You
and
turn around and Lucianus is standing upright.
Oh, great.
He doubled over for a second. You can see where the spell had afflicted him.
Yeah.
In very monk fashion, he is walking it off.
Good for him.
And he, as you turn around, you see him readying his greatsword to be thrown like a javelin. He's holding it sort of by the handle. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
He has a great sword javelin of lightning.
If Corvin gets hit, I do have a reaction to I think lessen the damage.
Well, even if I roll max on a D4 added to a 12, is that going to go from a failure to a save, or is it still going to be a failure?
What did you roll? Is that
a 12?
Yeah, no.
Okay, that's what
I
I
also
didn't-
rolled a 12.
Hold on, is there anything that I can do?
We're doing great.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I can do, or if there's something special that I can do. Either way, this man's going to get 25 cold damage. I just want to see how.
Not if it's a ranged attack.
Yeah, this is very much. It's not actually a ranged attack. It's a saving throw. He is not making physical contact with you.
Yeah, well, what if he did?
He isn't.
Oh! I'm an idiot! I also...
You good?
What happened?
I need him to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. What's this against?
My form of dread. He takes 4 more points of necrotic damage because I forgot that my form of dread does that.
What's the save?
23.
Okay, he rolled a 26.
Okay, so he's not frightened of me. And that's another 25 temporary hit points.
He is immune to the frightened condition.
Okay.
I'll just give you that one for free.
Okay.
Scarlet.
I think
Can I
Muff
do
is
a
a thing.
Real quick, because I have to roll damage.
You're good. No, I can't do anything to give me advantage here. So roll damage.
Hold, please. I had the numbers, and then I lost the numbers. There it is. You take 77 points of lightning damage.
Each?
The greatsword, in a flash of lightning, tears through the two of you, through the other side of the citadel, and the ground crumbles from the shock. And you two... Well, actually, Corvin, make me a... Real quick, I just need to know if you have a moment of... You're still floating. A moment of of falling to then not be on the same z-axis.
He was never touching the ground to begin with, so he just kind of looks down as it falls, and he's like...
Well, you just got struck by lightning, so it's mostly a matter of you got the wind knocked out of you. I need to know if you fall with the ground and then catch yourself, or if you manage to not do that.
I would say he
Wait,
probably managed to not do that.
No, I need you to roll for it. I'm just trying to figure out what to roll. I love you dearly. You're not getting that one for free on almost 80 points.
Why
of damage.
not? Okay.
Make
Acrobat.
me... let's call it a
two
concentration
reactions to
save,
use
real
as
quick.
well.
Okay.
Merlin, what'd you say?
Evasion.
I do have 2 reactions that I'd like to use.
You can have 1 reaction.
Okay. So then that reaction will be to use Spirit Shield and reduce Corvin's damage by 2d6.
Okay. Could you roll that 2d6 and let us know what it is?
Okay. It is
Whoops, I made-
6.
Okay. So 17 is not going to cut it.
Yeah.
DC is 23. This electricity is bad. It is a moment of everything going fuzzy, and you are able to... I'm going to say that because of your levitation, you're not going to slam into the ground and be, you're not going to take the falling damage, because I think it's just easiest to say that you are, especially the closer you are to the ground, the easier it is to, not touch it.
Yeah.
Vin, I do need a dex saving throw from you.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see, because I'm at 2 hit points now. Let's see. You said dexterity?
Yep.
Do I have anything?
It's a solid
Save.
5.
Oneros is just having a good time out in the ocean.
Oh god.
Not for long.
Having a good
My
time.
body
Having a good
is
time.
somewhere in that rubble. And it's also invisible.
Well, so your body is actually in the cityscape. It's over here somewhere.
Oh, thank god. Okay, cool. Oh god.
All right, so Vin, what'd you get?
I got a 5.
Well, it's a good thing you're resistant to bludgeoning damage.
He's got 2 hit points. It doesn't
Yep.
matter.
So you fall about 100 feet as the various layers of the citadel shatter, and you both fall deeper and deeper and deeper, and you end up landing in the room where the gate rests. Then I need you to make a death saving throw.
Well, will you...
Sure do.
No,
I was gonna...
Nico, real quick, just because this is
Okay.
Yeah.
this is a sequential thing
I
that is
should have
happening.
used my reaction to do Featherfall. I'm dumb.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I can touch you and cast Death Ward on you before you fell, but no,
Nope.
I don't think. Nah.
You got struck by a bolt of lightning. You don't have
Yeah.
that kind of time.
That's valid.
Ha, so my first one was a 2.
Okay.
Oh no.
So
Yeah.
you are going to take 1 failure, and we're going to move into a different mechanic that I am using, which is good to explain in the first session. So, whenever a character is going to reach 0 hit points, we're going to roll 1 death saving throw. On a failure, you will take on 1 level of what is called Withering. I will roll on a D100 table that I have. You will get a debuff that will remain until you are able to remove it by means of the motes of light that you, I think, have on hand already. At least you have the vessel of light in your possession. You are going to return to your full hit point threshold, so you get all of your hit points back. You are going to have this debuff. This is adjacent to levels of exhaustion because it's effectively a worsened thing of that, except I think levels of exhaustion are underutilized and not really tracked a ton. So I made them worse and made it so it's easier to kill all of you. So anyway, you land. There is a moment of unconsciousness, and when you look up, you are in the gate room. You feel adrenaline pumping through you, but you can hear that voice in the back of your head. You hear Farig, the entity that bound itself to you when you completed the ritual to become the Mist Keeper. Home. And I will roll on this table. That is... Ooh. You can see from that scar on your chest, there is a certain pain as this blue-purple scar sort of spiders its way out and spreads along your body ever so slightly. And you are going to gain the Withering trait. Curative magic fails to hold. You cannot regain hit points by magical means. Which, mechanically, is going to include potions of healing, curative spells, anything that is not you using hit die during a short rest. Until you remove that level of withering. So mark down on your sheet, and I'll put that in the Roll20 chat.
What?
Dr. Von Holtz, because of your floating nature, you don't take that damage, but you see Vin get his shit rocked and then start to stand back up. You notice it is not a subtle expansion of that scar. You can see what was a gray scar now glowing blue and purple and expanding along the exposed skin.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait. Isn't this like on his torso? So how much of his torso is exposed right now?
Well, I mean, it starts at the where your neck, unless you're wearing a super high collared thing.
Oh no.
but,
I was
yeah,
just like, did his shirt just like
it's for the fan
Yeah,
service,
got
Vin.
eviscerated.
you know what? His shirt it ripped off. I don't know what to say.
Oh, shirt.
Hot.
It's gone.
Yeah, just Corbin looks at that and goes, that is a later problem. Anyway, and he just looks back.
Wait, you said I'm back at full hit points?
You are back at full hit points. Anytime you guys die, you get reduced to 0. You're going to go back to full. Because putting you back... I love features that are like, oh, if you get reduced to 0 hit points, you can instead get reduced to 1. I'm like, great, that buys me attack. Thanks.
Incredible.
Like, I want to give you 1, a little bit more of a buffer. 2, I am going to be, if you know, this is any indication, y'all are going to get hit real fucking hard. A lot. And I want there to be no misgivings about that. You will die a lot, and I'm at least throwing you that much of a bone, because I think it's more fun if I can just, you know, you do that to me, I do that to you, we all have a good time. Oneros, you see a bolt of lightning shoot out from the back of a citadel, and then you see the citadel start to crumble. And the Titan is screaming louder and louder, and the mist is pouring out more and more. Make me a perception check real quick.
Oh, great at those.
Hey!
27.
The hole is expanding.
Sucks.
We love a good expanding hole.
Oh.
This hole is getting stretched.
Stop.
No.
It's a
I
butthole.
don't like
That
it.
I shall explain it. It's a butthole.
Thanks, bud.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help.
Well, time is of the essence, as the Knight Captain said. I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Wrathful Smite. And I'm going to go for the chains again. Because the faster I can get this done, the sooner I can get back to help everybody.
All right.
So, it's technically an extra. It's necrotic damage. It's a wisdom save, but this is really just like Oneros being like, "I gotta get this done real quick.
We gotta go.
We gotta go."
All right. So what do you do?
2 more sickle attacks, a 17 and a 25.
Okay. He rolled a 16 and a 20.
Cool.
So I think both of those hit.
Yep. It's going to be another 24 damage altogether if you include the Wrathful Smite, and if you want there to be any extra like plot to happen with that Wrathful Smite, that's also, fun and dandy.
The Wrathful Smite is what damage?
It's necrotic technically. Really it's supposed to be like you hit them and they get frightened and run away, but I'm thinking of it as like I'm trying to channel my anger into the metal to corrode it, essentially.
Okay. What's your saving throw usually?
17.
Okay. So you strike this, and Dove, you have eyes on Barclay.
Yeah.
In this moment, the Wrathful Smite happens, and Dove, you see Barclay grip his head and scream in pain, and then look up at you and past you, because you're still spores, I think.
Yeah. Part of what I wanted to do was de-spore.
Oh.
That sounds dirty.
You sure you want to do that?
No.
Since you asked, no.
So he looks up. He sees the spores, but he doesn't think much of the spores. He is still fixated on Dr. Von Holtz, who he has lost eye contact with, but he is still charging in that direction.
Hee.
But you saw that happen at the exact moment. There was a flare of light from behind you from that ocean. Because I think you're kind of the only person left who could see both of these things.
Fun. Is Barclay breathing?
What's that?
Does Barclay breathe?
Yes.
Okay.
I hate that.
Does he have allergies?
So you do manage to make a crack in this. You very slowly you can see the bindings starting to repair themselves. Which is to say that if you are able to deal enough damage consecutively enough times, you will be able to break them. However, if you manage to deal some damage in this encounter and you encounter this being again without breaking them, they will have restored, or over time, if damage is not dealt, they will gradually heal themselves throughout the encounter.
Does the corrosion from the Wrathful Smite help at all, or
the energy that you put into it helps? Yes.
Okay. I mean,
It's the energy that you've created in the room today.
I'm hoping we'll have to fight this fucker again later, but if it happens, it happens.
Well, it probably will.
I guess I also have like a nice overwatch on the town and watching everything happen. I just don't really have any way to help from here, so just keeping an eye out. If I need to abort this mission, I will, but I would rather get it done now.
Is that all you want to do for your turn?
That's all I've got for actions and bonus actions, yeah.
Okay, cool. Dove.
Yes.
Barclay is pushing past you. The Lucianus, here's what you see. Lucianus stands back upright, holds his hand up. Greatsword returns to his hand. He walks in. He jumps down the hole.
Okay.
The Dark Justiciar, Zali Maret, walks up, looks down, commands her Justiciars to stay put. She jumps down the hole. Barclay rushes up. He is not quite there yet, but
As he does that,
yeah,
he's gonna pass through me.
he can. Depends on where you place yourself.
Can I be inhaled?
You can.
Sorry.
I would like for all of my spores to be inhaled by Barclay.
Okay.
I feel like that's a tag.
Hashtag inhaled by Barclay.
I would like all my spores to be inhaled by Barclay.
This is like, it kind of feels like, never mind. Never mind.
So, what's your spellcasting save?
I am a ranger and a druid, so it's wisdom or con.
I just need to know the number. The save DC.
Oh, 18.
Okay.
I
So-
want desperately for him to like roll a 19 and you just get sneezed out.
So the thing is, he does actually. He has a specific mechanic for creatures that have been swallowed by him.
I hate that.
So, yeah, you picked. I will say
What
the
the
most.
fuck?
You picked the most dangerous one of these three to do this too. So, Moth, I will give you.
Yeah.
I will give you a moment of. You can do what you're gonna do, and I will give you resistance to the damage that would follow.
Okay.
Or
Because I don't want to be swallowed, I want to be inhaled.
those
there's
are
a difference.
kind of the same thing.
I would like to
for
be in
mechanical
his
purposes.
sinuses.
Mechanically, those are going to be the same thing.
Okay, fine.
I love you dearly. I can't micromanage the interior of a character like this.
Fine.
Um,
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do.
okay. The thing, as you enter his body, it is so much worse than you were expecting. The corruption has spread everywhere. There is nothing left of Barclay's physical body. It is this dark, cold fire that is spreading everywhere. So as you're going inside of his system, it is dark magic. It is this fire. It burns. So you are going to take half of what I roll
Okay.
in necrotic damage. So that is
Ooh,
29 points of necrotic damage.
29 it is.
And you are
I'm still
able to
within.
maintain your
Fine.
shape in this. And you feel him
Mhm.
running, jumping, and
Mhm.
landing, and then he stops.
As soon as
Vin-
he lands, I
sorry,
would like to reform in his sinuses.
Okay, he is going to make a saving throw.
Sneeze check.
Yeah, he's going to make a sneeze check. You said your save was 18?
Yes.
Okay. What I'll say is on a fail, he's going to take full damage, and on a success, he is going to take half damage.
What kind of damage would recorporealizing be?
Force.
Beautiful.
Typically when teleport fails and you end up inside of a solid object, which is how I'm going to rule this, you would the teleporter would take force damage, but since you are imposing this on another creature and he is the unsuspecting one and you are fully prepared and I'm assuming have done this before, he's going to take that damage instead.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna reform right up in his sinuses, like right here.
The real question is, con save or dex save?
I feel like
I feel like it
makes
should
the
be a
most
waste.
sense.
I honestly feel like it should be like an intelligence save because he's realizing something's in his nose. Like he's like feeling it, and he has the intelligence to like. Does he have the intelligence and time to blow it out? Like, does he realize in time it's time to blow it out? Like, I wouldn't say that's like unless you want to do like a reflex for it to be dex.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I guess, yeah, like, either way, really the question is, con or not con? And
I don't think con.
Okay. I'm willing to accept that.
Okay.
So we're gonna do Moth, what's your proficiency bonus right now? Is it +5 or +6?
Proficiency bonus is +5.
Okay. We'll do 5d12 force damage.
Beautiful.
And he does fail that save. Because he has a +10 to con saves.
I'm just digging out
and
all
a
of
significantly lower one for other things.
3, 4, 5. 5d12s. That is 12 plus 11 is 23 plus 12 is 35. 36 force damage.
Okay. Vin and Dr. Von Holtz, you see your friend Dove reappear as Barclay sneezes and then gets slammed against the back wall. Dove, you reform. You are standing beside your friends Lucanus and Zali, and Barclay are standing opposite of you three. And Oneros, you have lost sight of your companions.
Can I immediately cast Blight on Lucanus?
Cast what? Sorry?
Blight.
Blight. You can try.
It's a con save 18.
He is very good
casting
at
at
these.
6th level.
He rolled a nat 20.
Okay, he'll take half damage.
Okay.
So that's 10d8. Did I find my d8s? I'm sorry, this is like the worst part of everything. 5, 6.
Is the motherfucker still paying attention to me?
Barclay, yeah, he is focused on you.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for the damage to be rolled and stuff, but I have something that I want to do once that's all settled.
Sure. How's Dr. Von Holtz looking hit points wise?
He's only halfway down, but he's about to regain a bunch of hit points if I do what I'm doing correctly. So,
what's your hit point max?
115, but I have so many buffs that either give me resistance or give me temporary HP. So it's really hard to get me down. I built him to be resilient, man. I mean,
hey, you're giving me a fun challenge, but you are fighting uphill.
I know.
So that's 56 necrotic damage. So half that is 23.
Okay. This comes in, and he's able to get his sword in the way with enough time to stave off the majority of its effects, but he does still catch a wave of this darkness. It doesn't seem... I'll say, actually... Now that I think all three of you are here, and Dr. Von Holtz, you've seen multiple damages, especially necrotic damage, go into this guy. Could you make me an Arcana check, please? And I'll say both of you can roll.
Sure. Oh, God. Are we about to find out he's got resistance? 27. I'm gonna cry.
Sorry, I just found out my d20 doesn't fit in the dice tower I've been using.
Sorry. cutting in and out for me.
13.
27. Oh, sorry.
27? Okay. Moth, what'd you roll?
13.
Okay. He has a very strange innate resistance to necrotic damage. It's almost like it's washing off and over him. It's not dissimilar to like how Vin is resistant to this kind of thing.
I'm like the least helpful druid class to deal with these fuckers.
There's going to be other
Fine.
fuckers to deal with.
Yeah.
Oneros. The Titan is pushing this energy. You see it, and then you can feel this wave of energy condensing from the air around it, almost like the color is being sapped away, and you are hit with this intense wave of chill. To put this in other terms, he is readying part 1 of a 2-part action.
He's casting Giga Impact.
Yeah, I was about to say he's doing a Pokemon move right now. He's charging up.
It's a little bit like you have that countdown timer in Final Fantasy XIV where it's Terra Slash coming out in 15 seconds. You see I don't know, I don't have a name for this attack. You see
Anti-solar beam.
It's gonna be bad. All I'm saying is it's gonna be bad.
You could probably get out of the way. Just saying.
So-
See, I've made the right decision by coming here to stop the thing.
You made the right decision by coming here alone.
Fuck.
And while this is
You
happening,
made a decision.
you can see, because 3 of you are in the room with the gate is also glowing much brighter than it normally does.
Mm.
Hate that.
Because all of you have been in this room
fuck.
before
I think
because
Finn would immediately go to the gate and try to figure that shit out.
Okay.
Because
Let's
that's
see.
literally his job.
Jonathan, what are you going to do? And then we'll bounce back to Vin in a second.
Now, like, I have to. It's real boring, but I gotta get these chains off.
Yeah, do it again. Do it again.
I gotta. Like, this
Okay.
is now.
Sometimes you just gotta cast sword. Sometimes you just gotta
cast
cast sword.
It's a 19 and a 21 for the first 2 attacks.
The dice do not like this Titan.
Good.
Good.
We're trying to free it, so good.
Maybe it's friendly.
Oh, it's an elemental.
They're usually, like,
And
neutral.
do you want me to roll damage first,
Maybe
or
it's
go
friendly.
for my?
Roll damage.
Okay. That's another 19 slashing.
Okay.
If it still hasn't broken, then I'm gonna go for another flurry of blows.
Yeah, go for it.
20 and a 21. I also realized, well, I saw it earlier, but I wasn't sure if it would help because it deals psychic damage. But I have something called Dreadful Strike, which is I can deal extra psychic damage when
Since your
I
target,
hit.
actually no, for this metal, yeah, that does play a factor.
Well, tits. Then I'll add an extra 2d6.
Yeah, go for it.
So it's another 9 psychic for those first attacks.
Okay.
Once. And then 20 and 21 for the unarmed.
Both of those work.
Okay. It's another 20 bludgeoning damage.
Damn.
Yeah, it's solid, like almost 50 damage per turn.
No complaints here.
And if it's charging something up, I'm gonna go for another stunning strike to hopefully this time it'll work. DC 17 con. I need to interrupt the. I'm gonna use silence on the attack.
Hey, if it works, it works. We'll find out if it works. What's the save?
DC 17 con.
Okay, it does succeed with a 28.
Damn.
Should I do one more?
Up to you.
I'll do one
I
more.
will say, this storm of energy around you is gathering with alarming speed.
I still got 9 more key points. I'll use at least one more.
Fuck it.
Fuck it, we ball.
Okay, that is a nat 1. Which, even with a plus
Stunned.
14,
Yeah. So
you
just
send...
like the slice, and then just with the offhand, just punch.
You send a ripple of energy through these chains. You can see it sort of waver and go around. The elemental is in extreme pain. This is not the final burst. This is it is reacting to you having caused it pain, even if it doesn't fully understand what's going on. I do need a dex saving throw.
I'd love to. I'm really good at those. As monks are wont to do. 24.
Okay, you are going to take half damage.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot. Only
Okay.
22. It's not bad.
There's little implosions of cold and necrotic energy bursting around you in the same way that you would react to a fly trying to swat you. The crack in the base of this chain is not looking good. It is not fully broken. It is close, but it is not fully there yet.
What is
So
he?
close.
Vin,
Woman.
Yes.
what are you trying to do with the gate? How do you want to try to tackle this?
I think have I ever seen it do this before?
No, this is completely new.
Oh.
It's like, actually make a
Quick
Make it-
question.
real quick. Vin, make an
Okay, go ahead,
Arcana
sorry.
check with. Let's pretend you're proficient in this one. In things regarding the gate, you are proficient with. So add your proficiency.
If it makes any difference, I'm also like wearing the gauntlet that I got during the background game that I forgot about.
That's fair.
when I was sending
the
my
gauntlet
items.
that is very much interconnected with your roll. Yeah, roll. Add your proficiency bonus twice.
Okay.
So that'll be plus 10.
Expertise.
Nico, what were you
And
saying?
that was what kind of roll? Sorry.
Arcana.
Okay, so that's 15 plus 8. So, no, sorry, 15 plus 3 plus...
Plus 10.
Wait, sorry. Whoa, yeah. Wait. Oh, no.
You have plus 10 base because you're rolling effectively with expertise on this.
Oh, no. See, I know that. I'm just bad at math. So give me 1 second. Okay, so that's a 28.
Okay. Nico, what were you going to say?
Basically, like, the doctor was going to do something to Barkley. He's holding off because he sees that Finn is going towards the thing. And then as soon as he, like, looks over and he sees it, he just, like, to the wind, just... Holy shit, are they trying to bring this into the domains of dread? Are they trying to bring this into those mists? Motherfuckers! He's saying this out loud. Well, out loud in the sense of everyone in the general vicinity can hear it in their head.
Lucanus laughs. Honestly, I was expecting y'all to have picked that up a little bit sooner. Vin, with a 28, you recognize basically the gate is because of the proximity of a completely separate tear in the plains, which is being caused by the elemental. It's effectively turning the gate inside out. If the gate is ruptured, the mist will expand around Torius and suck this whole place into. For those of you in the know, it'll suck you guys very much into the core of the mist, which is one of the primary constellations.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Right.
Yeah,
is his own
I
problem.
don't know if Vin knows what that is. I think he just is supposed to guard. I think he knows his job as guard the gate and keep things from coming in. He's not as much well versed in keep us from being pulled into the gate. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
I think.
he is going. Lucanus is going to look at Zali and nod. She is going to put the orb on her belt, take her hammer, this
Orb.
big ornate pole hammer in two hands, and you can see incredibly potent, magical, divine energy building up in it. Which is a very similar countdown timer to what Jonathan is seeing.
Oh, goody.
Okay. That has changed my entire thing. Cool. Well, with that, the doctor kind of looks around and goes, "You are not the Dark Powers. You do not speak for the Dark Powers. There is not even a fucking Dark Lord here. You are going to kill a shit ton of people. This has become so much more complicated. I hate
Barclay.
you so much."
Barclay stands upright and in the most humanoid tone that you have heard from this thing.
Why do you think I'm here?
Oh no, I've just become grave enemies with the Dark Lord. Fuck, okay, this is
This
great.
seems to happen to you quite a bit, doesn't it, Doctor?
Okay, alright. Yes, I am the Dark Lord's little bitch. All Dark Lords. And with that, he just goes, "Great. A third one." Like, in the deadest tone. And then he's just going to fucking palm the man and do vampiric touch. Kind of shifting his way, so that way he has advantage, because,
So Barclay is in the back of their pack, just so you know. Like,
I know that, oh my god, what's Moth's character's name? I will remember it one day.
Dove.
Wasn't Dove, like, beside them? Like, can I flank
Dove
in that
is-
kind of...
so Dove is Vin is by the gate. You are by Vin. Dove is in front of you. Lucanus and Zali are here. Barclay's in the back.
Okay, well, then he does just float through everyone and palm
Okay.
Barclay. And there's no advantage, but he does just palm... In the most, like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa, he just palms him.
What is the saving throw?
There is none. I have to hit him.
All right, try.
Okay, I have stuff that will help, so...
Good luck.
Looks like a nat
I
one
have
to me.
stuff. I have stuff. But that's a nat 1. So I don't even think if I do roll max on all of my other stuff to help.
That, and he
Great.
rolled 33.
Yeah,
For
there's no
defense.
way. I have stuff that I can roll like an extra d6 and a d4, but that's a plus 10 at most, and that's only 21. Not gonna help. So yeah, instead the vampiric energy just fucking touches a wall, I guess, and I cry.
Yeah, he moves out of the way. And you press your hand up against the wall. He is much faster than you anticipated. And he is you see the weapon that he has in his hand start to glow. And he is going. It snaps back into instead of a chain, like a solid, like wicked curved axe in his hand, and he is going to make one. Actually, wait, how many attacks does he get?
None. 0, actually.
Actually, it's
Surprisingly,
5. So he's going to make 5 attack rolls against you specifically,
Just 5.
Cool. Yeah, I love being connected to another fucking Dark Lord. I love it so goddamn much. It makes me so happy.
I assume I'm not raging anymore because I
Okay.
died.
No. I'll say that because this is a weird mechanic. You stay in the rage unless the normal parameters in which you would fall out of the rage are met, because you don't. I just think it's more fun for you to stay in the rage. It's a limited resource. So
I'm so sorry. I didn't like the audio.
You're
is
good.
weird
You
right
you
now.
have not fallen out of your rage.
Okay, so then I will be doing Spirit Shield again as a reaction to lessen the damage.
Cool.
Convince-y.
Nico, I need 5 defense rolls.
Okay, well, the first one, 8. So I'm not
Okay.
even going to try and add anything to that.
Okay. Second.
Is a 24, but I'm going to use Pact of the Talisman, which gives me an extra D4 that I can add to an ability check, and this is technically an ability check. So that's 26 for the second one.
Could you theoretically add that to an attack roll? I'm gonna
I believe
roll it
so, yeah. Because the attack roll is also an ability check.
I actually don't think it's counted as an ability check. Ability checks are typically for like skill checks. I worry just because.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm wrong about that, I will eat my words and we can change it later. But for right now,
I'm not worried about it. You're good. Okay.
All right, and
So that's-
third.
It's another nat 1 for 6.
Okay, so a nat 1 on a defense roll automatically is going to make the other attack crit. So the third attack is a critical hit. Fourth attack.
Thank God, hopefully, I'm resistant to all of this.
What's that?
Another 8.
Okay. Fifth.
It's fine. It's fine. If I get to 0, something cool will happen, and everyone in this room will have to make a dex save.
All right, roll number 5.
18. I might accidentally kill my friends if Barclay gets me to 0.
Okay, so hang on real quick. I need to math. What is this? The way I'm rolling crits, by the way, is max damage on whatever would normally have been rolled, and then roll the dice entirely again. So if it would be, say, 1d6 crit, you immediately cap out 6 damage on that, and then add the damage modifier and roll another damage die. So if it was 1d6 plus 5, you immediately have 11 damage, and then 1 more d6 plus another 5. This attack is a little bit stronger than that. Making me bust out a calculator. Because I need to make sure I'm doing my math correctly.
It's always a bad day when you have to bust out the calculator for addition.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just doing all of these in one lump and adding their modifiers together.
Okay.
This is going to be a lot.
What damage is it?
Magical slashing damage.
Okay. I will ask one at a time just for the purposes of the first time I go to 0. Something special happens. So I don't want to accidentally go down to 0. Like unless you want me to go down, metaphorically go down to 0 after the last 5th attack.
How many hit points do you have right now?
78, but you will have to roll 156 damage to get me to 0, because I do have resistance.
I also am wondering, would I be doing Spirit Shield for
Spirit Shield's
each
only
attack? Okay, or just
it only lasts for 1, I believe. I don't know if it lasts until the end of the
Okay.
turn, but that's just because I don't actually know what the full. What's the feature say for Spirit Shield?
It says. It says if you are raging and another creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to reduce that damage by 2d6. So it sounds like it's just a one and done.
Yeah, that's going to be a one and done.
I'm so sorry that I've done all these things and put up all these blockades. I'm so sorry.
So you're going to take 142 points of magical slashing damage.
Okay.
First.
Okay, first. I live, bitch, for now. Divided.
Welcome to Tier 4 play, everyone.
It's just calculators.
It is, in fact, just calculators.
I am also using calculators. Okay.
Sorry.
The damage would be -7, by the way.
Yeah.
At some point.
Oh, -7?
whenever-
Okay. So I will add 7 to that. Okay.
All right. And this next bit is
Please say necrotic. Please say necrotic. Please say necrotic.
Sorry, one sec.
It'll be super sexy if you said necrotic.
It's not necrotic.
Fuck.
It is
if you
acid,
hit...
though.
Damn it. Okay, I have no resistance to that.
And
Damn it.
sorry, I'm just looking for. That was 5 attacks. That much acid damage.
Okay, I need... With that... I need everyone within 30 feet of me.
Which is everybody.
Oh! Wait, hold
Not
on.
me.
Oh,
Hold on.
everybody
Yeah,
except
except you.
arrows.
Oh! Never mind. I'm so sorry to everyone that is in this room. There's no save against this. You're just gonna take it.
What feature is this?
Necrotic Husk Revival.
What exactly? I'm looking at your sheet now. Where is this?
It is in actions. It is one of my features as a high-level warlock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna avoid. You will avoid doing. You'll avoid getting a withering stack basically by doing this. Just so you know.
Yeah. But I do gain a point of exhaustion from it. That being said, everyone in this room.
Also, just for point of order,
Yeah.
I think that your bludgeoning, slashing, piercing damage is only for non-magical.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
For the spirit projection, your spirit and body gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. It doesn't specify
Okay.
magical.
Okay, cool. But yeah, everyone in this room takes 28 points of necrotic damage as Barclay manages on his last strike to slice through Von Holtz, and it looks like his ghostly apparition just kind of disappears into mist, and mist in the room just kind of sits.
If it makes you feel better, this does say each creature of your choice.
Oh, cool. So my two friends that are in here do not take the damage.
And the gate.
The gate?
And the gate.
Hey, so does
And
it
the
look like
gate?
they are? Does it look like they are trying to destroy the gate?
Oh
I
yeah.
do not want to. Okay, they're trying to destroy it. Then I am
Oh, yeah.
not going to aid them in that. I am simply going to pretend the gate doesn't exist, and so therefore the necrotic damage also does not hit it.
Great. I'm glad that you took the bone that I threw you.
Cool, thank you. Didn't know that it could. But yeah, you'll watch as like the room literally fills with mist. And then there's like this moment of just stillness as like a black hole, all of this mist coalesces in less than a second. And it sounds like the reversal of a metallic explosion as Dr. Corvon reforms immediately. And there's this like force of necrotic energy that erupts from him, slamming into Barclay, Lucianus, and Zali.
Okay. And that's 2d10 plus how much?
2d10 plus 16, so I rolled a 28.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
And yeah, so then he's still there, looking directly at Barclay, and just it's really hard to kill me. I'm so sorry about that, my friend.
All right, and let's real quick. I'm going to roll a d4, and that is going to be the how many days have to go by before you can use this again.
Please be
Oh, you gain a level of exhaustion.
Yes, I do.
Have fun with that. That is a 4, so that's going to be 4 in 4 days. You can use that again.
Damn.
I know this isn't Van Richten's story, but like, kind of wish he was helping a little bit.
He is saving
It's not
civilians.
Van Richten's story. Yeah, but like he's got a real cool gun. Where the fuck is he?
Saving civilians.
He's taking out the Mako reactors.
Okay. It'll be
Um,
really helpful when we all get dragged into the mists.
Real quick, is our surroundings are we surrounded by the mist right now, or is that
you
just
are.
like
That was just Von Holtz blowing up.
okay?
Yeah, it felt like you were surrounded by mist, but then you realize, no, that's not mist. That's just Von Holt, and he's reforming.
Okay, cool.
So we were all
I was
briefly
like,
inside
it's
Von
glowing.
Holtz.
You were all briefly
Incredible.
inside
Oh
Von Holt.
boy.
I feel so much closer to you now.
So this doesn't take them down. In order, Barclay looks like he was nearly unaffected by the necrotic damage aspect of it. Zali and Lucianus both did take a hit. Excuse me. Zali has not taken a ton of hits at all, and it looked like there was that barrier around her that Dove, now you can fully see this bubble around her. It looks like this very much did something to the barrier. It did not break the barrier. And Lucianus is, he has taken the most damage out of any of these three, and he still is standing tall.
Can I smack him?
Yeah.
And by smack, I mean slash.
Yeah. I will say, Vin, we resolved your Arcana check, right?
I didn't think we did.
Real quick,
but
let me.
Yeah.
I was so proud of that 28.
Yeah, because on a 28 with that, this is new. It looks like if this thing gets hit with something hard enough, the gate itself is going to crumble. You don't know exactly what that means, but you get the sense of the mist rushing out, and you already heard them basically say they're trying to invert this area, which would effectively make Torius and the surrounding bay fall into the domains of dread.
Okay.
Bad.
Is there? Can I ask to try something kind of unconventional?
You can try.
the way that I use Spirit Shield to protect my companions, can I try to instead channel that into the gate to try to protect the gate?
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can do that. I think that you specifically, as you have this thought, the crystal gauntlet that you wear glows and starts to resonate with some of the decoration on the gate itself. So yeah, I think that's what I'll say is we can treat it a bit like you can absorb damage that would be meant for this while you're doing this. I don't know if that's going to be enough to stop what seems like it's going to happen next.
Yeah, they're fucking about to hydro beam that goddamn gate.
What has been if not a meat shield at this point? Like,
everyone that's
this actually. I have it'll get explained in a moment. You will. I am going to reward this 28 and this idea because I really like this and lean into the tank side of things for you. But we'll touch that in a second. Dove, you wanted to hit Lucianus.
Yes, unless moving to hit him would give Barclay an attack of opportunity.
Barclay is still the furthest one away.
Okay, but he sneezed me out of his body, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but he is the furthest one away.
Cool. So yeah, I would like to smickety smack.
Okay.
Everyone sees the doctor look so tired. He's tired of this shit, Grandpa.
What'd you say?
Oh, too damn bad. Alright, attack 1 is a 23.
Okay, that is... He met with a 27.
Fuck. And attack 2 is a 22.
He got a 13.
Fuck yeah! That's 12 slashing damage.
Okay. You are able to get past his guard. You do deal damage. You draw blood, which he's not doing awfully. It's not a ton of blood. It's enough blood.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't seem to mind. Not in a cool guy way, but more in a... You focused on the wrong person in the room kind of way.
Oh, no.
And
I would also like to use my bonus action to activate my Halo of Spores.
Okay, what does that do?
I can use my reaction to deal 1d6, but in this case it's 2d6 necrotic damage to one creature I can see when it moves into a space within 10 feet of me or starts its turn there. Okay. If it fails a con saving throw, DC 18.
Okay, who are you aiming that at? Or is it just...
It's just a thing around me, and when somebody enters my space, I can use my reaction to deal them necrotic damage.
Okay. So right now, the only person that is fully in that is going to be Lucianus. Zali theoretically should be, but that bubble of force around her is sort of redirecting the spores, so they're not actually touching her. You can deal damage to the barrier. I will give you that one.
I would love to deal damage to her barrier.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2d6?
Can the barrier make a con save?
Yeah.
Okay.
It shares her stats. And she rolled a nat 20. So...
Fuck me.
That is a 28 all things said.
Let me double check if my Halo of Spores... Okay, I think if I... It doesn't say they take half damage, so I guess if they make the saving throw, they take no damage.
For stuff like this, they typically don't deal half damage, because they can happen so frequently. Because the idea of that is, using it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
God, I forgot to mention, because I'm an idiot. I just noticed, the spirit projection thing that I'm doing, It stops until I lose concentration. And when you hit 0 hit points, you lose concentration.
But you didn't hit 0 hit points.
I did.
You didn't, though.
I hit 0
Is
hit
it-
points, and then I got back up.
Your
to 1.
your feature
Well, is the
prevents you
phrasing
from
if
going
you
to 0.
would?
Oh! Hell yeah, so I have 1 hit point. So all Barkley has to do is flick me, and I'm back in my body. Got it, cool.
Pretty much.
Don't tell him that.
So
He looks
So-
at a tired ghost. He's gonna do it.
So Zali is going to, peeling back a curtain for mechanical purposes so that y'all know I'm not fucking with you. She is using a legendary action, and then it is her turn immediately following. After everything Dove does, she uses a legendary action. She bursts through in one motion. Everyone that is conscious is going to have an attack of opportunity,
Nice.
Except for
Ooh.
me.
except for you. So, can I get if you would like? Sorry, because Vin, you have used your reaction this turn already, so I apologize. I lied to you. So
I might have a thing connected to Corvin's still being missed, though, but that can wait.
Corvin's back to being a body, a ghost body.
Yeah, that was just a flavor thing. He's
Oh,
He exploded
okay,
and
still
then
a
came back.
ghost. Yeah, he's a ghost.
Okay.
So Corvin and Dove, you can give me attacks of opportunity if you would like to.
My Hail of
Yes.
Spores attempt was unfortunately my reaction.
Never mind.
Then
So
I
I'm gonna
shall.
roll spoil myself on that.
And you have Warcaster, so I think that can also be a cantrip.
Or a leveled spell. But I'm doing something different because you said melee.
He's right.
Well, because okay, I just have to see what I'm adding to this. I apologize. Okay.
It just has to be a spell with a melee attack roll. It can be leveled.
I'm
Fortune
looking
attack
at something
you can use
completely
your
different.
You can use your reaction to cast a spell rather than take an opportunity attack. Spell must have a casting time of 1 action and must only target that creature. So it doesn't even have to be a touch thing.
But
Cool.
I'm doing
They've
something
changed that
completely
since the last time I
different.
used it. Or
Where
am I
does it?
thinking of the Eldritch Knight feature?
You might be thinking of the other one.
It should. Okay, I'm just gonna roll with the plus 10 because that's what it should be. Yeah, that's just a plus 10. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll a d20 real quick.
And you're just making a melee strike?
Yes. Oh wait, hold on. I get advantage with this. Bop, 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 bop. That's better. Okay, 28 to hit.
She rolled a 30.
So I miss. I lose that. Everyone sees the form that is the doctor, but like scary, because form of dread. His hands become claws and like look like black ink is dripping from them. As he his jaw unhinges as he tries to literally grab her and pull her essence literally out of her body into his mouth, but he misses her.
Yeah, the barrier gives her a bonus to her AC, to the defense bonus, if that makes you feel better. So it is not a you fucked up. It is she is very much designed as a mitigation tank.
Oh wait, hold on. It says melee spell attack roll. Wait. I get to add +5 to that because of my intelligence. So that is the 28 plus 5 is 33. Do I do it? I can't remember.
She did roll a 30.
Okay, so I did do it.
Hell yeah.
So I do consume her essence. Great. But
You
yeah,
consume,
so you'll see.
You consume some of the essence of the barrier. I'll say that.
Yeah, I consume some of the essence of the barrier.
So what is this? What's this do?
Consume Target must succeed on a Constitution saving. Has to be 23.
Okay. She does.
Okay.
She rolled a 26.
This is part of the feat that you gave me.
Mhm.
So when you typed it, it said that it can do one of two things on a save. Oh. On a failed save. Oh, but she did succeed. You said on a failed save, I can select one of the two following effects. On a successful save, does nothing happen, or do I still deal some damage?
If she succeeds, then the... Hang on, let me double check real quick.
Yeah.
If she succeeds... If she succeeds on the save...
I don't know if she would it half of whatever I'll do is happening, or I don't know what, or if nothing happens, or if I just get to pull the essence of her barrier for a little bit and like gum.
Let's I'll say 1d10 necrotic damage.
Okay.
I'll say half damage is fine, but I don't think you're able to gain temp HP from that.
That's fine. I mean, it's not, because that was why I was doing it, but that works for me. I'm chill with it. So half damage of the 2d necrotic attack.
So some of the barrier is faded away, not enough to break it, but and she is going to pretty much ignore you entirely.
That's fine. She didn't let me do what I wanted, so she can ignore me. That's fine. Barkley is up my asshole, so, you know, if I'm ignored by fucking goth mommy, I'm chill. The monster is about to fuck me raw, so, like, I'm good.
Give me one quick second.
I have 1 hit point and no lube. This monster is about to tear me asunder.
I'm just double checking what the because she is going for the gate, and I'm just trying to make sure I am adding the correct damage.
Has enough time passed that I could make another pass at the elemental when you're done with that?
Probably.
Just asking.
We'll see.
Finish this. I really don't want to get pulled with the elemental still under
No. You get pulled.
That much damage.
Boy.
Goes directly into the gate. Which Vin, how much? How many hit points do you have at max?
133.
So Vin,
I live, bitch.
well,
Yes.
Vin, that would. So here's what I'll say. You can absorb up to. You can take the whole 133. You will take another withering stack if you do. And that one bit of damage, that last remaining bit, is going to go through and hit the incredibly unstable gate.
Just 1 hit point on the gate.
I'm sensing an
one hit
or.
point on the gate.
Or you cannot take the withering stack, and the gate is going to take whatever damage you don't absorb.
I'm starting to get the sense that this is a fight that we're meant to lose.
No. It's like you know, like in those video games where it's like it's a fight you're meant to lose, but like somehow we'll find a way to win. We're not, but we'll find a way.
Yeah.
So
No, to
Here's the
quote
thing.
the McElroys, I've played Final Fantasy.
So Vin,
Here's the thing. I, as a player, know the effect that the Withering had on Vin, I don't think Vin has learned that yet. And
It's only 1 hit point.
Take a second.
She's just
stack.
gonna lightly tap.
can I know the damage? Or
Oh,
is that no?
sorry. The damage is in the chat. It dealt 134 points of damage.
I think he means how much is left for the
Oh, for the gate?
Oh,
Much
no.
HP does the gate
I
have?
didn't see that.
Okay.
I didn't see that number. I didn't
Yeah,
know
no, that
was
will-
the number.
If you absorb all of that, it will take you down to 0.
Yes.
Yeah, but the gate will only take
Oh.
1.
And you don't know how many hit points the gate has.
Oh, the gate
I
only takes
don't.
1?
And so fuck it. I think I'm gonna take the damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So you're-
love how I just have to watch you get up and get back down all the time. I'm just
It's the
watching you
funniest
die.
thing.
Ooh.
The doctor's looking at
Oh,
like
no.
his paraffin of like wound closure necklace, and he's like, maybe I should just give this to you because you need it more than I do.
I feel like
Okay.
that's probably a magical way of healing, and I can't use it.
Nope.
No,
So-
it's just.
So
yeah.
so we rolled 30 on this D100. Whenever you would take damage, increase the damage taken by 2d6.
Oh no.
I love that for a
So
tank.
reverse spirit shield on myself.
My
Yeah.
favorite part
Damn.
about this party that has
Wait,
no
hang
healer.
on. I have a question.
Yo.
You said whenever you would take damage.
Yes, if you take
Is that-
damage.
Any instance
Okay.
of damage.
Okay, so
Damage from all sources is increased by 2d6 if that helps.
Okay. The wording made it sound like even if I don't take damage, if I
But
could
then you
have
wouldn't
taken
take
damage, then
damage.
Wait.
It's
Wait,
think
what?
about it. Think about it like this: if you have to question the phrasing, ask how Winnie the Pooh would say it, because that's going to be the easiest way of figuring it out. Because he would argue, well, if I would take damage, then I did take damage. If I wouldn't take damage, then I didn't take damage.
What?
So true. Ben.
You're good. It's
Okay.
a lot. It's
I'm fine to take less damage than I thought I would take.
The phrasing of whenever you would take damage implies that you have taken damage.
Okay.
So
Cool.
don't-
I'm very
don't-
happy with that compared to what I thought it was.
Well, I mean,
love
yeah,
how
you're still going to take a lot of damage. But the
Yeah.
the gate, you absorb a lot of this. You have this shield. You are sharing your vitality with the gate. And she one hit shatters that connection. You can feel this wound festering, and thankfully, the majority of her attack did not get translated into the gate itself, but she is now standing next to the gate. And she looks back at you, and she calls back to Lucianus. I didn't realize these keepers were as strong as they were. You downplayed them quite a bit. And she's gonna rear up to now take her actual
I
turn
attack
because
her.
it was a
Damn.
legend. That was a legendary action, and now it's her turn. Her turn. She just had
Understandable, have a nice day.
she had prepped a thing, and then everyone did things, and now and she is going to make 2 attacks. It's very fast and loose in terms of like timing on this. I'm just keeping track of who did things when and trying to keep things
Honestly, I kind of love it.
moving. She does 2 otherwise unremarkable but very heavy swings with her hammer. And does... God, smite is such a strange thing to work with. She smacks 2 of the archstones off of the sides of it, and the gate crumbles. The mist starts to flare up, and we snap back over to Oneros. Oneros, this light is bad. The mist is pouring out faster and faster and faster and faster. I'll put it this way. You can try to make another attack, or you can get to a safe distance and get advantage on the save that follows.
I said it before. They trusted Oneros with this to do this, and even I think Oneros does understand the concept of mortality, but hasn't really come into play that much. So fuck it, we all. It's very much I'll finish the job or die trying, except he doesn't know that it's going to be much worse.
Oh no.
So here we go.
Yep.
Oof. Not great numbers. 20,
How
12,
bad?
17, 15.
20. Well, good news is that first one is going to crit because it rolled an at 1.
Cool.
Nice.
Love it.
The second one succeeds on... What was the third?
17, 15.
The 17 hits. 15 misses. So you have a crit and a normal hit.
Okay, so...
And you're trying to deal... You need to deal, like... What was it? You need to deal 47 points of damage.
We'll see, bestie. I don't think it's... We'll see.
You might be able to.
You might.
One of those crits.
There will...
One of them crit.
If this works, you will actually... This is... I won't say it's as close to a success as you could get. However, this would be something that would cause a... This is one of those moments where if you succeed on this, there will be a minor story change later on. A story change later on.
Alright, so -1 focus point for the flurry of blows. And then this is going to be +10 for the crit, so 20.
Okay.
And then the second hit is a 12. And then I'm also going to do another Dreadful Strike.
Okay, so that's 32, 41. So close.
Not enough.
No, it was so close.
Sorry, guys.
I'll give you... Okay, I'll make you an offer. You can automatically fail the saving throw that's about to happen. And I'll let it... And, we can let it work. We can say that you put that extra damage in.
He's putting his whole OC into it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's pulling his whole Nightmare OC into the...
Yeah.
I was literally about to say that.
Give me another attack roll.
Because the other option was using not Blessing the Raven Queen, but there's Shadow Step that I could. I
do want to give this to you. So let's actually let's do I'm gonna count one of these missed attacks that fourth attack as a success, but roll it again. Let's see if you crit, just because you're putting everything into it.
Another OC. It's 25. Not a crit.
Okay. Okay, and roll damage on that.
Okay.
Which will probably... Yep, there it is.
12.
You see this moment of imminent danger, and it's a bit of a fuck it, we ball.
I'm gonna make whoever did this feel fear by losing their tool.
So, you
can't wait to get the up close and personal
who is apparently
of watching Barclay. Yeah. I mean, I'm right up in his business. I can't wait to just watch this man. It's gonna be fun for me for just a moment. Just a moment.
Just a moment. What the hell happened? I pushed a button on my keyboard and it got weird. So,
Barkley, let me see your face as you cry in pain.
1 second. So there's 3. I'm gonna do 3 things just for the sake of the damage rolls because it's multiple damage rolls back to back.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any resistances, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, okay. In that case, I will do it. Stop pushing that button, Scarlet. I will do it all in one go because it's gonna be a little bit more satisfying.
Which is weird because I thought Shadarkai had resistance to necrotic, but I must be wrong because I don't see it on there. It's fine. Continue. Do the maths.
Yeah.
Funny little math rocks.
Okay. So this is split evenly between cold damage, necrotic damage, and force damage just because of the sheer volume of it.
Oh, they do have necrotic resistance, but yeah, that's not one of the ones you mentioned.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
Cold, necrotic, and force.
I don't know why it's not on my character sheet, but it is on the species page, so...
Okay. So, I'm just going to do what I was going to do originally and segment this into 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if it's going to change anything. I won't lie to you. But that first one, well...
Okay. I have 97 HP left.
That is...
so that's 3
207 207 plus 205 plus 183.
It carries over, so...
It's all at once, so I don't think so,
Okay.
because this is all one big explosion. It's
All
just
right.
the damage is split 3 ways.
I think Oneros is expecting their body to just be like ashed, and that doesn't happen, which is weird. But
that's a grand total of 595 damage.
yeah.
Fuck.
So I have
Jesus.
97.
So here's what happens. You break through these bindings at the very last second. At that moment, those of you that can see Barclay, see it's almost like something he was concentrating on broke. And he falls down, he falls to one knee, readies himself. He is furious, and he doesn't really speak so much as he screams. The gate collapses. There is a blinding light. Mist overtakes everything. Oneros, all that you can see is this chill, this light, and then you are adrift in the mist. Everyone is adrift. Everyone is just floating.
Oh, no.
My body.
About 30 seconds pass. And you land. And around you is Torius. Everything is fucked up, floating. Buildings are severed and crumbled and hovering in the mist. And you realize Torius was dragged into the domains of dread. You can see Volo, who is just standing. He's like he looks like he's struggling to carry something, and he's not holding anything. So you realize,
Bolo!
Dr. Von Holtz, you realize he is carrying your invisible body. Rudolph is there. It looks like between them and Bull, they were able to evacuate the majority of the citizens.
Oh, good.
But you do have Tivea Lockhart, who is injured but still here. You have Rudolph Van Richten, you have Volo. And Volo looks around. Oh, this is... I don't quite recognize these constellations, but I have a feeling where we are. So, did we win?
Are the 3
I would call
people
this
that
a
are giving
loss.
us... Yeah, are the three people that are with us, are they around us? They're not here, right?
Barclay, Lucianus, and
Yeah.
Zali. No, they are gone.
Okay. Then
And Oneros, you are beside your friends.
okay. Then the
Kind of
good
looks
doctor
around
is.
very awkwardly, and I think that explosion kind of like blew back his cowl, so he just kind of like.
Oh no, he's bald.
No,
Is
he
the
actually
gate
has,
is the
long
gate
black
or the
hair.
remains of the gate still there?
Y'all are in basically the city. You find yourselves outside the citadel.
Okay.
What the doctor is gonna do is he's going to kind of just take in the situation. Then he's going to go back to his body, but not before going directly through Rudolph Van Richten, just to make him feel the shiver of a ghost going through him, just to piss him off. And then he's going to go into his body.
Make me a Constitution saving throw real quick.
Oh my
You
god.
didn't really think that was gonna be a good idea, did
I
you?
thought
Just
I'd be able to
throw
just be
it
like, I've got one hit point.
You
Be
thought
kind to
No
me.
throwaway
thought that-
I never
bags for
said this was gonna
you.
deal damage.
You thought that renowned monster hunter Rudolph Van Richten wouldn't have a plan for if a ghost tried to go through him.
16.
There is so much alcohol in this guy's system that you
Oh
are
God! This
You- even if
Not
it's like
even
a
a
poison
plan, he's
resistance
just
thing,
drunk.
you have a moment of oh god, oh.
You leave his
Suck.
body with a hangover.
And he turns and looks at you as you reform, mind you, in Volo's arms.
Invisible.
Yeah, as soon as he goes in Frollo's arms, the invisibility drops because he's done an action. So now he's just
Yeah.
like bridal style in Volo's arms. Like just like his face is just hot. God, do you drink gasoline? He gets out of Volo's arms, just like coughing.
This is a right fucking mess, ain't it?
No shit.
That's one way to
You
put
must
it,
be
yeah.
a doctor of the obvious, mister. Like, Jesus!
And Volo peeks up and says, "Well, see, this, my friends, is why I am considered the expert on these parts." And Rudolph and Van Richten just looks at him.
Yeah.
Van
Doctor's
Richten-
also just looking.
Van Richten looks around and he realizes the other three aren't with you.
I feel like this is gonna be another one of the fun little hunts, isn't it?
Any idea where they went?
Give me a second. He's going to do the thing.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the thing that he does as a ghost, specifically on Barclay because he knows he has a connection with him, so maybe that gives him an advantage. But just
Yeah, make me roll whatever you would normally roll for a spell attack. I'll say.
okay. Roll whatever for a spell attack. Okay, so that is
Yeah,
Well, scrying
Plus
is usually a save, right? From
yeah. I want to see if it's.
Yeah.
I want to see if you can pull it off, because now Barclay is a bit stronger than before.
and the
Yeah.
dark powers are having fun.
The Dark Powers are fucking dancing on Dr. Corvin's grave, like, haha, you got a third Warlock patron, motherfucker.
My god.
So 19 plus 15, that is 34.
Okay. So, right now, as you poke into Barclay's mind, he seems. It's almost like he himself is in a form of stasis. It's the adjustment to being a Dark Lord.
Yeah.
So he is fully aware of everything in and around the part of Torius and Chesenta that got drawn into the mist. But it's a bit of sensory overload. He hasn't fully formed into a singular bit. It's like his consciousness is kind of everywhere and nowhere all at once. And you get the sense it'll take... Yeah, you get a sense it'll take a minute for him to fully recoalesce. But he is not... You are, in this moment, so minuscule in his perception, he doesn't notice you prodding about. He is still trying to take everything in, because this happened about 15 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Like, this is new. But you do recognize a few things. One, now we are on the southern core. To the north of you, you have Barovia. To the northeast, you have Mordant. And right now, those are kind of the two major intersections as to where Torius has landed in the domains of Dread. You get the sense that both of these Dark Lords have noticed this new formation.
Great! I love the Dark Lord of Mordant noticing that.
And the Dark Lord of Barovia.
Okay, Straw, fucking stay in your corner. I'm dealing with 3 other Dark Lords. Fuck you, stay in your corner.
5. Let's make it 5.
So you do get a sense of, like, this is still amorphous, but it's not... He is not an individual being so much as he is an ethereal entity at this moment.
Got it. He'll come back in to reality and look at everyone before landing on Van Richten.
I think it's worth noting that Vin has kind of not crept away, but he's gone to... He's glowing a little bit, by the way, but he went off to look at the gate.
Yeah.
And see what's left of it. So he's not here.
Also,
Which reminds me, I need to do the withering for Jonathan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is... Ooh.
Wither that motherfucker.
So, okay, that is a 90, which is...
That
Excuse me.
fun.
Your arms tire. All weapons gain the two-handed property.
Stop! Stop!
It could be worse. Wait.
Yeah.
No, you said weapons. But I was going to be like, do I have to two-hand my fists? Do I have to start double fist punching everyone?
Oh god,
Just gonna have to
don't
Captain
start
Kirk.
double fisting.
You know what? While I think that's hilarious, I did specify weapons.
Okay.
So, like, any weapon that does not already have the two-handed property does have now the two-handed property.
It's not the worst.
Damn.
Yeah, you can heal.
Vin, what were you saying?
Yes.
You're checking on the gate?
Whatever is happening, I'm probably just not there because Glowy Vin has gone to check on the gate.
I thought we were still in that area.
No, you reformed. Okay. When the mist reformed, you came outside. You all found yourselves kind of outside the citadel.
Then he would call after
It's my
Vin
job. It's my oath.
I have information for you that will help you with your oath.
What I'm saying is I think while what was happening with Volo, I think he went.
Also,
so,
sorry.
Vin.
But that doesn't have to be done now. Like, you were doing something before. I just wanted to say, because it sounded like your character was talking to everyone.
But that actually is a good place to... That actually is a good place, because we have a couple of minutes left before we have to end the stream. And thankfully everyone heard that explanation. Vin.
I was going to withhold that information.
You go up to the base of the Citadel, which is torn to pieces and floating in space, and you look down, and in this floating at the base, in its own little platform of effectively nothingness, you see the shattered gate. only about half of it is still there, and you can see these bolts of energy crackling, trying to finish the ritual that's flowing through it. So it's about half formed in total, and you can feel this jolt going through your gauntlet as you watch this electricity pulse through it. Is there anything you'd wanted to do or try? Oh, we lost him.
Oh no! I guess that's a no.
Vin died.
Vin died. Maybe Vin tries it next time.
Maybe.
No, he's coming back.
I'm so sorry.
You're good.
It froze so bad for me, and I could not, like, nobody was moving. The last thing I heard was that the gauntlet was...
Yeah, that was the last thing I had said.
Going through it. Oh.
Did you want to do anything?
I think Vin starts trying to, like, pick up the pieces of the gate and try to build it back up.
So you jump down. It's this whole area, the gravity is fucked up, so you sort of feather fall down, you land, you look for the specific keystones and the parts of the gate that were there. A lot of the actual infrastructure of the gate is just gone. So you will need to find replacements or make replacements if you want to rebuild the gate. A lot of it is broken beyond repair, and a lot of it is not necessarily beyond you. It's just that you still, to repair a door, you still need to be able to have the parts to do so. And this isn't something that's ever had to be rebuilt before.
Yeah.
Back at the party, Van Richten reaches into his pack and he pulls out Van Richten's guide to Ravenloft and he hands it to you guys and he says, "Now, I want to make something real fucking clear right now. I'm gonna stay here because I'm the only thing that's going to be able to make sure everything else stays out. And if I go anywhere near Barovia, that man is going to try to kill me again and again and again. And I do not feel like dealing with Straton Zarovich today."
Yeah, I totally understand the annoyance of someone trying to kill you over and over again and just failing. I understand how it can be quite annoying.
Just puts a hand on Corvin's shoulder, just like.
And as Rudolph tries to hand it to you, Van Richten takes his journal and puts it on top of Van Richten's guide and says, "Use this." And on the cover, you see our title card.
Oh, sorry. Did you say Volo?
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, Volo. Volo
Okay.
puts the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Domains of Dread on top of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Great,
And-
cool books.
And Volo says, "While I understand that Rudy has traveled about Ravenloft, I have experienced things far, far beyond Ravenloft, and I believe that my guide will help expedite your journey. For example," and he opens the book, Blottingham, would you? And from the pages, from the ink, rises a
Beleaguered!
a ink drawing of a raven pops up, and he looks around. "Oh, why do you keep bringing me out like this? I only have the one leg." "Well, it gives you character. You forgot to draw the other one."
Oh my god, this is our Martin. Not our Martin,
Whatever.
what the fuck is that? Is that...
Marvin,
That Marvin! This is our Marvin! This is our depressed robot!
are you giving me away again? Well, there are an infinite number of copies of this book, so yes. Thanks. I feel very important. I would say good evening,
You
but
should
given our
value
surroundings, this doesn't seem exactly the time for jolly tidings. Good evening. My name is Blottingham because Volo didn't give me a better name.
I think it's a lovely name.
Well, you'd be incorrect. I hate it.
Oh.
Silver is going to have a friend. Silver is going to have a good friend.
Scarlet, have I been to Barovia? I don't remember if we discussed
You've probably
that.
passed through it. I think that everyone here, except for Vin, has probably at least have, with the core itself, you have at least a passing familiarity with. The core being one of the primary, if not the largest constellation of the Domains of Dread. Just for y'all's sake, it is divided up into the northern and southern core. The southern core has Barovia, Mordant, and a few other domains that people are going to be familiar with, and the northern core has others that you would be less familiar with. And we'll get more into that later. But for now, it is worth noting that you have the Hitchhiker's Guide itself, which is the kind of the big thing I wanted to hit for today, hence the title of the game itself. We said the thing, we can roll credits.
Yeah.
But mechanically speaking, you can ask the guide anything and Blottingham will answer. Prior warning though, a lot of this I have written down, and a lot of this I am going to be improvising off the cuff. If I say it from the guide, it becomes canon.
Perfect.
Under all circumstances. So keep that in mind. Be wary of the dangers of me left unrestrained in an improv setting.
I mean, we did choose that with you as the DM.
We chose this.
But yeah,
That is
so you
true.
have... So the party has a copy of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Domain of Dread. As I assume Vin has probably made his way back just in time to see Blottingham. Did anyone have any last-minute questions, concerns, things along those lines?
I was just going to withhold the information that you gave me to Van Richten until Van Richten promised not to kill me while we're trying to figure this out. Like, we can go back to our cat and mouse game afterwards. But, like, for right now, hey, can we just fucking put a stake in it? Because now I gotta deal with 3 Dark Lords up my ass. I don't want to deal with.
Right now, as far as I'm concerned, you and I are the least of each other's worries.
Thank fuck. Okay. Cool. That was all.
I
gave the information.
For right now, I'll put it this way. If you can do whatever it is you're doing and we can get this place back to Faerun where it belongs, we can call this square. Hell, I'll even make it up to you.
Oh, you're going to owe a dead thing? I like that. Okay.
And Volo, very excitedly, tells you, now, first and foremost, you're going to want to go and, when you end up in Barovia, do not eat the pastries. They are very dry.
Oh,
And
okay.
incredibly
Oneros
uncomfortable.
immediately starts nodding. Oneros knows about the pastries.
And emblazoned right on the front of this cover is a big tagline, like a sticker he had slapped on, so it's not on the actual book itself. Just says, "Never fear." And then in parentheses underneath, it's just not worth the trouble here. And
So we're
that
going
is
to
going...
Barovia first. Okay.
You can go wherever you want first, but that is the end of our session.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you all for joining us. That was one hell of a media res. I wasn't expecting you to get through the Titan. I was not expecting the bindings to be broken so quickly. You'll see how that turns out later. But for now,
Oneros
thank you all
gets
for
shit
joining
on.
us on our first adventure. Welcome to the Domains of Dread. And next week, you get to figure out exactly how this travel and movement throughout the Domains of Dread is going to go, because the mists are an amorphous place, and you can find your way anywhere you would like to be going as long as you know where that is or someone else is taking you. So, in the meanwhile, stay warm, stay safe, and never fear, because here, it's just not worth it.